boom, that, boom, 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 that. They wonder how I dance like that. 2 steps forward, then I'll be right back. Pop it, lock it, drop it, pop it, lock it, drop it. Boom, boom, that, boom, boom, that. They wonder how I dance like that. 2 steps forward, then I'll be right back. Pop it, lock it, drop it, 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 pop it, lock it, drop it. Boom, boom, that, boom, 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 that. They wonder how I dance like that. 2 steps forward, then I'll be right back. Pop it, lock it, drop it, pop it, lock it, drop it. Boom, boom, that, boom, boom, that. They wonder how I dance like that. 2 steps forward, then I'll be right back. Pop it, lock it, drop it, 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 pop it, lock it, drop it. They wonder how I dance like that. 2 steps forward, then I'll be right back. Pop it, lock it, drop it. Pop it, lock it, drop it. Boom, boom, that. They wonder how I dance like that. 2 steps forward, then I'll be right back. They wonder how I dance like that. 2 steps forward, then I'll be right back. Pop it, lock it, drop it. Pop it, lock it, drop it. Boom, boom, that. Boom, boom, that. They wonder how I dance like that. 2 steps forward, then I'll be right back. Pop it, lock it, drop it. 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 Pop it, lock it, drop it.
Hello, I told you I'd be back in a couple hours. I'm back. Okay, so I went over Karen Elliott earlier. We're gonna go over Karen Elliott again, but I had 10 more minutes left of Glenda Head's interview last night. I want to go over my Karen Renfro messages. Being Karen and Glenda are best friends, I think it's important that we go over Glenda with it because most of my information came from Renfro about Laura. Hold on.
For a drug debt.
Okay.
Or sold for a drug debt. I think passed away. They both told me out of their own mouth. And I'm not sure if Stephen was there when they told me. But the subject of Summer came up. And Fred said, well, I bet I know where that little girl's at. And David Bays said, well, for God's sake, if you know where that little girl's at, go tell the authorities. He said, well, I can't prove it, but I think she's in Indiana. And Doug Gott and David Bays was there, and they both told me the same story.
I think that's important. Let me tell you why. Jody Sue Brown at one point told me in a phone call, and I'll pull the clip another night, that David Bays and Fred ran from the police barricade after Fred had pulled in and went home. He had come back up or something, and him and David Bays ran from the police. Now, I don't know what that was all about. It never made sense to me. Jody never Thank you, Marion. And Wings, she said she was watching it too. And happy Mother's Day to everybody tomorrow. I'll be live, so I'll say it to you again tomorrow too. But I would like Jody Sue to elaborate on Fred and David running from the police barricade while they were there searching for Summer. I'm going to play that for you another night, but this is something, hey Earl, this is something I will clip with that the next time I play it because it goes with the David Bays. And then there's some other Fred stuff where Fred talks about David Bays and how David Bays owned the horse, kept it on Knox Pope Road. Oh, it's just a lot. Okay.
Really?
And now they're both deceased.
Yeah.
On that day, we talked about some of the things you witnessed, people you talked to. Anything else that you remember from that day that you'd like to share?
My opinion, I think she was traded for a drug debt
Okay.
or sold for a drug debt. I think there's more than just her parents involved. I mean, I feel that way. I don't know that for sure because I've never met them.
Mm-hmm.
Passed them on the road a few times.
So did you ever know that Summer lived there?
No, I never knew her. Never even knew that there was anybody who lived up there on that hill, let alone that they had kids. But I didn't go down Fred's very often either.
What makes you feel it could be a drug debt? Is it because of what you know about this area and the bad eggs and just the stuff that goes on?
Yeah.
That's what drives that opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. Couple last questions for you. Anything else you want to say in response to Fred? If you want to say to Fred, I think he's still saying rumors. He continues saying rumors through the channel. I thought they were done, but they're continuing to keep going. So anything you want to say to Fred or Ziggy, but we'd like to focus on Fred, but it's up to you.
Well, Fred, Ziggy, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You have put me in touch unintentionally with some wonderful people. People that I now consider my friends. Nana for life. Ron finds truth.
Yep.
He's got you.
He's got truth. Jen, his wife. Jennifer. Glenn. And many, many more.
Six up.
You know
Six
Six Up.
my mind went blank. Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
Ellie's a wonderful person. I don't see how in the world that egg got damaged so bad.
Mm-hmm.
You would
I'm
never
talking
know they
about
were
Fred.
brothers and
Mhm.
sisters.
No, you wouldn't. They're totally.
Nobody fucking ever called Karen Elliott Ellie Mae. She called herself that. That was actually my nickname for Jody Sue from the very first days of me coming to YouTube. She took it over. I hate how she references her. She's such a good person. Listen, when I was talking to Karen Elliott and I went over the messages I found earlier with her in my earlier live, um, when I mentioned Glenda Head and Karen Renfro to her, that's when the relationship changed between the two of us. And I don't know why. Things got really weird. And that's when Six Up started attacking me. And do you hear how they're like, Six Up, Six Up? She's like, oh, yeah, Six Up. That's because Six Up recently just came to this woman's house and stayed overnight there for weeks. She was a visitor for a long time. Listen to the people they're naming. Do you think Glenda Head doesn't already know Nana for life? They're all locals. It's a small community. I've been explaining to you guys the town I come from, Glassport, Pennsylvania. We have more residents, I think, than they do. And I could tell you when I lived there, everybody who lived there when I did, I mean, this is not like a community that doesn't know each other. It's small town, and small town has gossip, and people know things. This, in my opinion, is just, oh, good. I'm glad, Darlene. I don't know. But listen to the way she's talking about Karen. Let me go back a few seconds.
So bad.
Mm-hmm.
Fred's sister. She's referring to her as Ellie Mae. Her name is Karen Elliott. I think she should go by her real name, the same Fred does.
You would
I'm
never.
Not her 10,000 screen names that she's been here with since the beginning of Summer's case. And we also heard Glenda yesterday say how she's been obsessed with Summer's case as well. Karen Renfro as well, we've been obsessed with Benny. I mean, I've shown that, and we can go over that again another day. You could ask Benny about it. Benny and I have spoken about it on panel. Go look for him on my panel.
know
talking
they
about
were
Fred.
brothers and sisters.
No, you wouldn't. They're totally opposite.
Yep.
Um,
I can tell it makes you angry that he's saying these things about people you care about.
yes, it
Yeah.
does. Even people that I don't know. I mean, because these people never, a lot of them don't even know who he is, let alone been around him and know how he is. That I've known for years that he's a liar and a thief, and I've tried to stay away from him.
Mm-hmm.
I warned Stephen, but Stephen wanted to give him a second chance.
You did.
Not horribly.
How'd that work out for you, Stephen?
No good.
Although yesterday when we watched this, Stephen, Glenda told them that Stephen and Fred were doing meth deals. Stephen gave him a second chance. We'll know who was selling the meth to who. We're going to have to go over this again. It's only 31 minutes long.
If you did say people warned you.
Or maybe it was the interview. Yeah, no, it was Glenda. It was a meth deal Stephen and Fred were doing.
Though. Yeah.
And I even warned Brandon before he started fooling with him, but you can't change a tiger's stripes.
Well, Jen and I want to thank you, and of course Nana. Nana connected us with you, but you have been and you are continuing to be really helpful with helping us connect with more people who can share more insight into that day, or just anyone else who.
There you go. Nana helped connect us to you. So they did know each other prior. It isn't like they just met.
Knows anything about other locals who.
I wish I could help more. I mean, I know, like I said, a lot of people here on Beach Creek. Some of them don't want their name in it, and I understand that. But I think a lot of people don't understand that they can be blurred out.
Yep.
That they don't have, you don't have to see their face. But somebody's got the truth. Somebody's got the answers to this. I wish I knew who it was, because this case would have been solved the first instant I found out what was going on.
What would you say to someone out there in the area watching who may feel like, okay, I saw something, don't know if it's that important, don't really want to be on YouTube, but do you think even just a piece of information like that they may have seen or know could help?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I encouraged David Bays before he passed, unfortunately, to go to the cops with what I just told you. And he said, they won't believe me.
Really?
Yeah, he said, I'm just an old drunk. They won't believe me. And I was like, well, you and Chad both heard it. And I don't know if I've not mentioned it to Chad since he told me that, but I don't know if he told the cops that or not. I'm sure he did.
Yeah, Chad's apparently
Because he's been pulled into the interrogated like 6 or 7 times.
It makes you wonder how many people out there have just decided, I'm not going to bother.
Yeah.
And they may know something.
Exactly.
Who's been interrogated 6 or 7 times?
Chad.
Arnold?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know by whom?
Cops.
I know, but
no, I don't know if it was Ronnie or it was Hawkins County, but I don't know if it was Ronnie or Pruitt or whoever.
Okay, so Chad has been interrogated.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest with you.
Just for clarification, before you close up, where was Pete on June the 15th?
He was at Houston Valley Hospital. He had just had open heart surgery.
And where were you on June the 15th?
I was here.
And did you see anyone on June the 15th?
Only my son and Trevor, the guy that helped me unload the dresser. I didn't see Fred or anybody else that day.
Does Trevor have any kind of...
I'm going to read some messages from Renfro. Renfro's son and daughter-in-law or something was on the road that day. Renfro had the video posted. She tried to switch it around a little bit, but it's not exactly what I remember seeing in the video. She has since taken the video down before I took it. I didn't take it. I should have taken it. I wasn't looking at it as if Renfro was a suspect. Yeah, it's not Trevor, but it is good to know there was a Trevor. Does Trevor have a red truck? It's good to know there was a Trevor in the area, but it's not the Trevor we think it was. I don't believe. Okay, so that's like the end of that. Here's where I left off this morning. Again, these are in no certain order. These are all messages between me and Karen Renfro. Some of them are repeated. I had them in copies. We're going to go through, I don't know if all of them. I'm not going to reread them, so clip them. I'm going to read them one time, unless I feel it's something I want to talk about. Don't remember when, but she was bad on meth. Crazy. They come into her house and they had 20-some cats and a few wolves. Humane Society come in and got them like after 2 weeks after she died. Raven is dead. Someone knock her in the head. Let me explain. Raven is not the Raven everybody's going to think, the psychic Raven, or it could be. However, I've heard that Raven is a guy. This Raven is actually really named Jennifer Setterfield. She was really close friends with Karen Renfro at one time. Karen refers to me in these messages as a bit strange. I guess they had a falling out. I don't know if I got all of Karen and I's messages. I don't think that I do, but I got a good majority of them. And there was an incident between Sage and myself where Sage had forced me to put out some messages between the two of us, and she was asking me if I knew a Raven. And I showed her the Raven I knew. I wasn't following the psychics at that time, but Raven was the Jennifer Satterfield. And right after I was forced to put these messages out, this woman ends up unalived. Karen Renfro told me. You're going to read that in these messages. There's other information in these messages too. If I read them twice, 3 times, I apologize. They're scattered. I just had them in a pile and spread them out and came live earlier today. This is what we're going to do. Raven is dead. Someone knocked her in the head. And I read the other one. Don't remember when, but she was bad on math. Crazy. They come into her house and there was 20-some cats and a few wolves. Humane Society coming and got them like 2 weeks after she unalived. Now, I wrote her back, oh my God, I'm so fucking sad. That's why. This is how Jennifer Satterfield never made a huge presence that I know of on YouTube. She attacked me after I had spoken about Autumn Britt, which is David Britt's niece who had went missing. That in return had me reach out to David and do my interviews with David and Linda and Crystal. I think the first interview I did was with Linda and then Crystal and then David. I wanted to get to know them people, and I did, and I like all 3 of them. I do get a vibe from David from time to time. However, I think David's lived a rough life, He was extremely honest with me, and I take honesty as integrity. When you can be yourself, when you talk to somebody and you don't hold back the way you speak, I'm going to believe you more than I believe somebody like Jody Sue or Ziggy or Fred who makes up all these damn stories. You know what I mean? However, David Britt and Crystal Spencer's mom had a huge falling out. They don't like each other, but I like both of them. Um, Chad is a lot different now, you dig? Yep. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, we read that one. I don't know what to tell you. You already know that Beach Creek is my home and Rick Sr. is gone. I have nothing for the rest of that family, but if I hear anything, I'll let you know. But life goes on. Kids, grandkids, got a granddaughter on the way. So this is why I liked Karen. Karen and I would talk often about our grandkids, send pictures of grandkids. We had like a friendship where we didn't even talk much all the time about the case. We would just send pictures. And there was actually even one time her and I were talking. And let you watch this 20-second video. She sent me this and some other wildlife of the woods. This is on Moorlock Mountain where Karen lives and owns. And she also owns another mountain too, she told me about, but I can't remember what the name of it is. She has a lot of property. So as you see, there are bears in the area, even though this isn't directly near Ben Hill, it's across the road and over a little bit. It's close enough. Um, so yeah, that was cool. She sent me that. I was really like into that. I was like, wow, that's really cool. And in these messages, you'll see I had made the chicken video about her and she actually liked it because it looked freaky. I didn't understand hunting and all that. I've lived in the country before, but I'm not from the country. I'm actually from a small town and the city because my parents divorced. I've lived in two really big cities, Miami Beach being one, Pittsburgh being my home. Um, but my family is from Forest County, which is on the Ohio New York border here, and it's much like the area in Tennessee. So I understand it a little more, but I've never actually lived a very long time in an area like that. But I have lived in the country and been to the country and things of that nature. There was my oldest son, his father had a trailer and fuck, what the hell was it called? Holiday Camp Lands up in Ohio. And that was all country up by Pymatooning. So it's not like I've never been to the damn country. It is so peaceful. I want to leave the fucking city so bad. You have no fucking clue. I can't stand it. It's so loud and like nebby. People are just fucking nebby as fuck. Okay. Where are we going? Back to these. Okay, that's fine. I'm sorry. Can you tell Benny sorry? I wasn't even talking to Benny, so I don't know why she said that to me. About not knowing each other, and I'm not a witch. My husband is a hunter, no cauldron, but one galvanized steel pot, boiling head bear to get that skull. So she was like teaching me how they hunt and how they save bear heads, and she was showing me pictures of her husband. I put them in here. Pictures of her husband and the bears that they collected and things like that. Her grandkids. I didn't want to share all that. Okay. I don't know. I cut that off. This is something about something else. Something, sister Lisa. Oh, this Frank Light's sister Lisa. And they live up there at the old Light Hollow Road on their Light property, but he's in other viewing too. But I'm down in Light Hollow, and dangerous things are coming, especially since Frank's sister Annie spoke out. All right. So this is something I've never spoken about because I've interviewed David. However, this has been sent to the TBI, I think. And if it hasn't, I'll send it again. I'm pretty sure it has been. I'm pretty sure I sent all these messages to them. Yes, Jennifer, she called her Scatterfield here, but it's Satterfield. David Britt was taking care of her horses, and he was the one that told a girl that texted me about it. It's how I found out this year. David's the one that told Karen that Jennifer Satterfield was unalive, knocked in the head while he was taking care of her horses. Or just going up on that hill. Daniel has a brother. They fight chickens, but the drugs has took over them. Daniel mom and dad was in that group that got busted for pills. Daniel Dykes. I asked her to unsend something here because I never intended on bringing these out. They would go to TBI only. This was me asking her to unsend. I think it was Stanley Dyke's name at the time, but I think I did grab it before she did, and it's in here. Hold on. I seen the article about the pewing. I remember when it happened. Bob Dykes was a friend of my dad, but Stanley Dykes is currently married to Frank Light's sister Lisa. And they live up there at the old Light Hollow Road on their Light property. Not that good. Tried to help her, and she went crazy on me because I gave my best friend a braid of my hair. Go figure. This was about Raven, Jennifer Satterfield. This is a repeat. Raven is dead. Someone knocked her in the head. Same one about David Britt. Me and my friend was trying to feed them, and that's when I got cat bit. I guess the horses, I don't know what we were talking about. Same time, Summers 911. Oh, there was a drug overdose in the area. At the same time, Summers 911 call came in. David Britt talked about that, and I think that's what I was telling her about. Not sure about her story, but seems like there were riding horses and a car hit them. They used to be a lot of wagon trains here in Grassy Creek. I don't know what to tell you. Already know that Beach Creek is my home and Rick Sr. is gone. I have nothing for the rest of the family, but if I hear anything, I'll let you know. But life goes on. Kids, grandchildren. I got a granddaughter on the way. Or just going up on that hill. Daniel has a brother. They fight chickens, but the drugs has took over them. Daniel mom and dad was in that group that got busted for pills. Spider is Marlena's husband. No, I never hung out with Linda, but that's just the thing. Dog kill chicken, it's a dead dog. We were talking about Crystal Spencer's mom as she told me about a dog that was unalived by TJ Crawford because her dog attacked a chicken. Hell yeah, thanks. I'm still watching Dolly, but Rick Crawford is alive. Dad died, but Marlena brother is alive. But good theories. Not about Rick dying, but drug dealers. I don't know. Some sound right. They was some Kentucky boys that come up and pewed up a guy's house over drugs and money. It happens. Let me see if I can find this. There is a newspaper article. What she's talking about, I'm going to have to look for her, but I was talking about with her is there was a pewing on Ben Hill Road that carried over. It happened on Dobbs property years back, and it included the Dobbs, Dykes boys. There was two of them. There was two or three, one on Light Hauler, but one of them was these men had come from Kentucky and pewed up somewhere in Beach Creek. I don't know which one it was she was talking about, but yes, it was more. Let me come and check my chat because I haven't been in a while. Marion, who is Sherry? Sherry, which Sherry? I know of two. There's Sherry Light and there's Sherry Mullaney. I've lived in the city too. Huge difference. Yes. Who was it related? I'm not sure what you're asking. Marion with Tim Mullen comment. I missed that one. Boom shakalaka. Hey Michelle. Hey Crystal. Just dropping in to show some love. Sorry if I didn't see you come in. I hope you're still here. Okay. Let's go back. Next. I asked her, what do you think about Lawson? Remember the runaway horse? It belonged to David Bays, but he sold it to one of Frank Light's brothers. Okay, you know anything about the white horse being taken? That was something Nana, the one that passed away, had put out on her channel with Green Eyes. I know Crystal and Linda used to be married to Rick Hill, my niece's dad. That is Crystal Spencer's mother, Linda, not the Linda that sued me. Remember, Fred and I had a big conversation about that, and Fred, I think, was saying Rick Hill was his dad or something. That's what somebody asked me about earlier with Karen Elliott, where Karen was saying we disown Fred. Fred shouldn't get shit because he was saying he wasn't his dad's child. He was Rick Hill's child or somebody in the family's child. Okay. Dirty. Oh, here. This is about Lawson. Dirty. Back in the day when my dad made moonshine and Lawson was starting out, yeah, supplied Hawkins County in Sullivan County. Don't quote me. I was just a squirt. Moonshine was called White Lightnings. I seen the article about the pewing. I remember when it happened. Bob Dykes was a friend of my dad, but Stanley Dykes is currently married to Frank. I told you some of these repeat. Frank Light's sister Lisa, and they live up there at the old Light Hauler Road on their Light property. Here I'm telling her Squall was the first to interview her. Do you know who Squall is? Well, news to me. Squall was the one that sent me a text to tell me about you. And no, I don't know her neither. And they live up there at the old Light. Oh, this is a continuance of the Frank Light one. And they live, or whatever. and they live up at the old Light Hauler Road on their light property. But he's been in other pewing too. But I'm down in Light Hauler, and dangerous things are coming, especially since Frank's sister Zanny spoke out. I did read that one earlier. I don't know. There was a write up in the Rogersville Review about planning what to do with the animals in case you died. That was about Jennifer Satterfield. There was a whole news report down on her. Not that good. Tried to help her, and she went crazy on me because I gave my best friend a braid in my hair, and my friend was trying to feed them. That's when I got a cat bit. Don't remember when, but she was bad on math, crazy. They come into their house and there was 20 some stray cats, few wolves, humane society coming and got them. Like after 2 weeks after she passed away. Yes, Jen Scatterfield. David Britt was taking care of her horses, and he was the one that told the girl that texted me about it, is how I found out. Not sure about her story, but it seems like they were riding horses and a car hit them. They used to be a lot of wagon trains here in Grassy Creek. Raven is dead. Someone knocked her in the head. I read all these. Hold on. It's been about 15 years ago, as a matter of fact. It was Daniel Dyke's house. Not about Ricky dying, but drug dealers. I don't know. Some sounds right. They was some Kentucky boys that come and shot up a guy's house over drugs and money. It happens. Hell yeah, I think I'm still watching Dolly, but Rick, I read that one. Dirty back in the day. Oh yeah, this was about Lawson. Dirty back in the day when my dad made moonshine, and Lawson was starting out. Yes, applied Hawkins County and Sullivan County. Don't quote me, I was just a squirt. Moonshine is called White Lightnings. Remember, the runaway horse that belonged to David Bays, but he sold it to one of Frank's brothers. Well, news to me, Squall was the one that sent me a text about you, and no, I don't know her either. Remember the runaway, that's another repeat. She was trying to tell me it explains I'm no witch and I'm very real. Oh, here we go. This is important. This is about Marlena. They was squatting even at Light Cemetery and over towards the Rock House. But then her old man went to jail, and that left her and her brother, Earl Clesta. Don't know them. What's last name? And she lied to me about that. They're all on her fucking friends list, and they all have addresses together. They've all lived together. So I will say Karen Renfro lied to me about that. Creepy, but it explains she's not a rich. I just know Ricky, and I know his girlfriend, and Earl, no idea. It's been about 15 years ago, as a matter of fact. It was Daniel Dyke's house. Marlena runs with a rough crowd. She is homeless and on meth, and her brother Ricky, but guess you ain't surprised. Last I heard, they was over on Horton Highway. Remember when Dunn Wills drove to the backside of Chimney Top? That was weeks ago. She sends me this picture. I'm not sure who. That's her husband. I'm not. That's somebody she knows. I shouldn't have showed that. Hold on. Okay, that's fine. I'm sorry. I already read this. Cauldron, but one galvanized steel pot. Boiling a bear head to get the skull. My husband is a trophy hunter. I don't know. It would be a wreck when I got off. They would say she ugly, fat, and my anxiety is through the roof. I would never be. Oh, this is her. She had a huge crush on Benny. She was obsessed with him. She even has a playlist. She had all kinds on her Facebook. Pictures of Benny with his wedding ring. And Benny and I have covered that. I've covered it. Benny's been on my panel. We've spoke about it. He still respects Karen. I don't know. Okay. So this is, she says, I don't know. I would be a wreck when I got off. They would say she ugly, fat. My anxiety is through the roof. I would never be good enough for Benny. It's pretty bad if I would make him look bad because he texts me and I text him. However, she later went to tell me it's just a fantasy and that she's married. I already read that. Something unsent. Well, saying it out loud helps. This is a little bit something I found in the same folder with her, you know. Much love and respect, Benny. Benny telling her, I adore you, Queen. Or something. Okay, stories change. She changes her story to me about Jennifer Satterfield years later. Story change. I've heard 3 different versions. In the story, the gang took her out for snitching, and last week heard she was alive. She is dead. There is an obituary. Jennifer Satterfield, 51, passed away Saturday, February 25th, 2023. Trinity Memorial Center's funeral home. She was born March 5th, 1971. February 25th, 2023. There is an obituary. We already read that. We already read that. We already read that. Hell yeah, thanks. I'm still watching Dolly, but yeah, we read that. Not about Rick dying. We read that. Me and my friend wish we read that. Lawson. Oh. Here we go. We read all these, but here's one we didn't. This is November 16th, 2023. This is about the video. I asked her about it that was on her Facebook about the day that Summer had gone missing. Just want to let you know that the girl that you thought was me is my son's girlfriend. She said it was a few days after Summer got gone. It was not. It was posted on the 15th. And it was past Ben Hill, down Beach Creek, just 2 cop cars sitting in the road. No, they had the camera pointing at Ben Hill Road with all the cops in the blockade. They was on their bicycles, but thanks for taking it down. I know it was hard for you. Again, I'm sorry I upset you. That's not what I seen, but that's what she's saying it was that I seen. This is in 2023. Glenda Head and Laura White as friends on Facebook. I just thought I'd throw that out there. Okay, so since Marlena was brought up, I'm going to come back to chat. Sorry, I'm behind. I have an old video made of Marlena I haven't watched in a long time, and I thought it might be worth watching. I don't remember what it's about, but it's titled Summer Wells Case, Fred and Laura on the Crawfords.
You think I should talk to that would know Don Wells and that would talk and wouldn't mind?
There's one girl that was staying with them and stuff a lot, kind of anonymous, and
Dale
her
Terry?
name's never been brought up. I don't know why, but the other little girl that people's been seeing is her daughter.
Is it Dale Terry?
No, it's I'm trying to think of her name. She's Ken Turner. She's a Crawford.
Oh, her last name's
Marlena Crawford.
Marlena Crawford.
Yeah.
Was a young. How old was she?
She's probably in her 20s or something.
And she
probably
was.
about 25.
How long ago was she staying with them?
She was with them that morning.
Are you sure?
I don't know. And her daughter stayed with them that night too.
Oh.
Before she went missing.
Oh, was that the whole party they had today on the sleeping slide?
I'm guessing.
Are you sure it was the mom or was it the dad that was there the day before? I know that it was like Summers, they called it Summers' best friend, and they were on a slip and slide the day before she went missing.
I didn't even know she was staying down there until she even told me herself, his odds, she even come here and she'd never been here before. I just,
Where's
a lot
she
of
from?
shit's odd,
Where's she from?
She's from,
Is she from here in Tennessee?
yeah, she's been raised pretty much right here on the creek. Her mom's been pretty much
Marlena
raised and
Crawford.
stuff. I mean, just
Haven't heard her name.
everybody, and she's pretty much the same way.
Well, what
But
time? When did
she seemed like she knew quite a bit. I mean, to me, that's why I'm pointing you that way.
I wonder if how I could
she's
get
kind
hold
of
of her.
feisty, smart ass. I mean, just
What age type of lady is she?
yeah.
He said 20s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I was trying to think they live at Fort Elizabeth, where they live. I was trying to think what road it is.
Well, so she still lives here in town.
Huh?
She still lives here close.
Yeah, she still
What did she?
stays in contact with him close.
Why did she? Oh, is she friends with him?
Yeah,
Oh,
she stays with
she
him a
probably
lot.
won't talk then.
But she's kind of pissed at him and stuff. So she always still quite good.
What is she pissed off about?
I don't really know. I mean,
Probably drug related, huh? I'm guessing that they probably would party up there, and that's probably why she hung out there.
yeah.
What's
I
his-
mean, that's why she's probably there.
What's
I mean,
his?
I tried looking up that Marlena Crawford too. Are you related to her? Or
Yeah.
because I saw Crawford in your tree.
I'm related to them on my mom's side.
So then that means that
Third of their cousins, I think.
are you I tried looking up that Marlena Crawford too. Are you related to her? Or
Yeah.
because I saw Crawford in your
She Dawn, see Marlena, her father, Dawn supposedly, this is coming from Marlena's father, was telling me that Dawn had come to him and was talking about they had sacrificed Summer to do away with their sins and stuff. There's another one. But anyway, see, he passed away now. I mean, nobody can question him about it, you see.
when did he pass away?
Huh?
When did
He had a massive.
What you're hearing is Fred saying that the resurrection shit came from Rick Crawford before it came from Dawn to him, which I don't understand because in the same interview he was saying Dawn came to the house and said it. But he also goes on to tell us how they worked for Rick selling rugs.
Hard to take, but seemed like it was in February.
So just recently?
In the bed, or in the bathroom about 5 o'clock in the morning.
Did he do drugs or anything? Coke?
He used to years ago, but he got in church and stuff and straightened his life out and stuff. He was battling cancer and first one thing others, but he just went in remission, I reckon, and stuff. He still had a lot of health issues and stuff.
What's his name?
Rick Crawford was his name.
And he told you, like,
he was talking about that Donna had come up there. They used to paint and stuff together, work together and stuff, and probably run coke and everything back in the day. The way I was taking it, the way I gathered it from him, I assumed make ass of myself. But but anyway, he's talking about Donna come to him and was, I guess, feeling guilty the way he talked, and was saying that they had sacrificed her to do away with her sins and stuff. And then something about they at the something about their organ, something about they had taken solar organs or something other. That was how they had the extra money and stuff around down there at the time. Talking about that they wish they hadn't done it and stuff now, then and stuff. But that's just what I was told, you know.
How did he? How would he have gotten found somebody that would fight, or how did I wonder if how he got in touch with? Okay, I have so many. Oh my gosh, I have so many questions. So how reliable do you think that Rick Crawford is? Like, is he an honest man? Do you think that Don really said something?
Long ways, and me and him never told each other nothing that wasn't true.
So you think that Don really said something to him about sacrifice?
Just like Don, me and him never told each other nothing that wasn't true.
So you think?
He was telling you him and Rick had an understanding they would never snitch on each other. They never told each other and what went on in the creek. He makes another comment about that too later as he tells you how close he was to him as he worked with Rick. He'll go on to say he really doesn't, well, he said already, he doesn't really know Marlena, but he was like besties with Marlena's dad. Make it make sense. They all know each other.
Think that Don really said something to him about sacrifice?
Just like Don, he kept trying to get me to wanting to give me a book about some kind of Christianity bullshit.
Ellen White. Ellen White.
I felt like if somebody had actually sit down and look at the book he's talking about, may figure out what's going on. I mean, that's my feeling. The way everything happened right off the rip. I mean, him going straight to Christianity and stuff, and then why would Rick Robert have any? Why would he even bring up anything like that if it wasn't the truth? You know, I mean, so me and him went back a long time. And, I mean, I ran coke for him and stuff years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And which I didn't know Don or nothing at that time.
So Don wasn't doing it?
All the time. I think him and Don used to work together painting and stuff, I think. Painting and shoot rock. And
do you think Don ran coke for him too? Do you think do you think Don ran coke for him too sometimes?
I'm not for sure.
Don claims
I didn't know Don.
So law enforcement.
Like I was saying, I feel like Andy and Jody and Grandis and Candace and Dawn and Marlena. I think them's the key people right there.
Yeah, me too. Me too. That's
my opinion.
That's the main group. Something with Marlena Crawford. I know there's something there, because she was staying there for freaking ever, and then all of a sudden she leaves right before Summer goes missing. Okay, that's not freaking. She was.
Marlena's explained her story on my panel, I think. We're going to go tomorrow. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to chat with you guys. I think tomorrow evening I'll do that one. I'm going to find the panel where Marlena came on after Prayer Garden had attacked her. I've had several messages. I haven't heard back from Marlena in a while, and I'm worried about her. Marlena is in, I think, active addiction. She may know things. She may not. Much like the others, she may be involved. She may not. I'm hoping she's not. And I like her as a human that I think does not. I also know what addiction does, and she reminds me a lot of my younger sister, Shannon. Pergorda made a mockery out of her. Lips had her child taken from her. Not that Marlena doesn't understand that that needed to happen. She understands she wasn't the best mom. She struggles. She tries to sober up. Don Wills doesn't trust her. He had problems with her. And I was looking for Don Wills' messages with me. I couldn't find them, but tomorrow maybe I'll see if I can find them. You've not seen her. You've not seen Marlena in a while, Andy. I'm truly worried about her. She'll usually write me back in TikTok. Sometimes it takes her a while, but this time it's taken quite some time, and I'm just hoping that she's okay. Okay. But let's finish this.
What?
She was there the day Summer went missing.
Oh,
supposedly.
was she? You think? Or
Yeah. Yeah. That's what she told. He come out of her own mouth.
what, to law enforcement or what?
Well, it's on tape. Well, it's on tape. Well, it's on tape. Well, it's on tape.
There's Fred leaving a comment. He's busted lying. He's telling us that he recorded Marlena out of his mouth to Ziggy in one of the first interviews. But on a particular night, I must have clipped him saying Marlena was never recorded by him. So he was contradicting himself, which proves he's a fucking bold-faced liar. Hey, does anybody remember when Ziggy said, if I ever catch Fred lying, I'll never talk to him again? There you go, Zig. All of them. Andy, do you know who PG is? Which one is it? Darlene, Sneaky Dog. Okay.
Did you see any oh yeah, didn't you say that Marlena Crawford
Traded me the day after I talked to you last. Yep.
Yeah. Are you guys are you guys cool or something? Or is that just
No, I don't know her I don't know her like that. She just asked me to friend request her and I did. I thought she might have something to say.
Wait, you oh sorry.
I'm just waiting on her to say something.
I'm not sure if I ever did the part 2. I posted that video. Holy cow. April 21st, 2024. So 2 years ago. Okay. So now I think what we need to do is I covered my little bit of Marlena. I want to introduce because I am going to go over her on my panel. I've not listened to it since then, since I had her on panel. And I think it's important that I go back and listen to it. And I was showing you where she was saying Marlena, where Renfro was saying Marlena was related to somebody named Spider. They were staying in the cemetery. They were doing all these odd things. Renfro didn't seem to be, she said she didn't trust Marlena. However, she seemed to be very concerned, if I remember, because I don't have all the text messages. I don't want to put words in nobody's mouth. But if I remember correctly, Renfro's concern at the time was this man named Spider that Marlena was seeing. Okay, here we go, Kylie. Sneaky Dog. I think I'm missing what you guys are talking about. All right, so now I pulled up. Somebody had said something in my chat earlier about SD cards, and Karen and Fred, or maybe Ziggy mentioned it. I'm not sure. So when I was looking for that Marlena video, I ran into, or at the same time, I ran into this Summer Wells case. Karen Elliott speaks about Fred's SD cards. It's only 1 minute and 45 seconds long. I thought we would watch it.
Clear and simple. I don't have. I don't know who has them. All I know is that
I don't even think I've always personally thought, and I'm not trying to like cut you off, but I personally always thought they don't exist. It's just something that he made up, and that's my opinion. But
I don't know if they exist or not because I don't have them. And I do know that when he was jailed, me and Julie went down there, and we went to Dad's place at 165, and then we rode to Mom's place at 207, and looked in the camper door. And me and Julie both clearly seen a TV monitor that had a picture of the camper. So there was a camera somewhere. When we came back 5 days later, when Laura was supposed to be gone, she was there with that man Pete. And he had a trailer hooked in his vehicle, and she had it loaded up with all kinds of stuff, and had made several calls out of there. We rode up that she was at Dad's house at that time at 165. When we pulled up, they were still sitting there getting ready to pull out again. And after they left, me and Julie rode up to 207, and that stuff was gone. There's a lot of stuff gone. So I don't know where the SD cards are, but my guess would be law enforcement or Laura.
Well, I mean, they claim that he claims that law enforcement has it. So.
So she was saying Fred did have cameras and he was monitoring something, and that when she walked in, she was able to see him monitoring cameras when him and Julie went up, so that she thought there was SD cards, but she didn't know where the SD cards go. Now, the reason I wanted to show this and listen to it is because last night it sounded to me, you know how Jody talks in riddles? Maybe not last night, her last live. She did a live, maybe she took it down, I don't know, but it sounded to me as though she was accusing Karen of being the one breaking into her trailer and taking her SD cards. I don't know, maybe I heard wrong. I have to re-listen to it, but that's why I wanted to listen to that. Okay, now let's go. We are going to watch. We are at 48 minutes. This is 1 hour and 41 minutes long. I was live earlier. I want to get through this, but we'll probably not do the whole thing. I don't know. We'll see how far we get.
This is her tale, not mine. Okay. But she tells me this with tears in her eyes, trying to explain to me. And she said at that time, Laura was standing right beside her, holding the 1-year-old son when this was happening. And she said Fred turns around, shoots into the corner of the room, jumps back in bed, and covers up. And Julie tells Laura, get the baby out of the house. Laura takes off and runs out the one door. Julie runs out the other one, going towards the camper. Julie was staying in a camper on that property. She said by the time she got to the camper, Fred had already went and flipped the breaker. She had no power, and she was afraid that he was coming down there to do whatever. She didn't know what to expect from him. She didn't call Molly. She called Mom and told Mom what was going on, and told her, she said, I'm afraid if I step out of this camper, he's going to kill me because he's already put a gun to my chest. And Mom calls 911, and that's why Fred blames Mom for getting all of for everything, getting his kids took away, going to jail, yada yada.
Sounds like she was the first one to ever call the cops on.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
So they came down at that point?
That's when the cops...
No, I gave my thoughts earlier on Karen. I'm sure I'll give them again by the end of the day. But everything Karen is saying to Ryan, even though she got real shady with me after the Karen Renfro and Glenda Head mess, I don't know. her and Tragedy Pimps Exposed and Six Up, who were pretending to be my friends, turned on me and just started attacking me for absolutely no reason whatsoever. And I don't understand why. I don't know what happened. However, all of her stories line up with what she was telling me. They're not much changed. She's added to them, gave them more depth, but they're all the same thing, which is why at this point I don't believe that she is lying. It also lines up with what I read years ago in some court papers. Hey, Green Eyes. But it doesn't mean I trust Karen, and it doesn't mean I don't think Karen would cover for somebody the same way I feel about Jody and a lot of other people in the area, including Dawn and Candace themselves. So I feel like there is a cover up, but I don't know if it's to protect what happened this summer or to protect their rug dealing that I believe is going on in the area. Oh, everyone can have an opinion. My opinion, all I know. Yes, agree. You catch them all in lies, every single one of them. I hope you're feeling better this evening, Lorianne. I'm sorry you haven't been feeling good. I'm glad you're listening. Thank you for supporting. All right.
Came down, a SWAT team, the whole 9 yards. And even at that time, Fred claimed that Julie shot at him. But what he does not know is that, yes, Julie had a .22 pistol in her pocketbook. They immediately did gunpowder residue testing on that gun and on her hands, and it was negative. Julie never shot nothing.
Did you get charged for that situation?
No, because Julie left and went to Tennessee. The investigators over that situation in Russell County tried to contact Julie, and she refused to testify against Fred because they were going to charge him with attempted murder.
She was trying to protect Fred?
No, she was protecting herself because what she told them was, yeah, I could go do that, but if I do, he's eventually going to get out of jail, and then I will have to deal with him then.
She's protecting herself.
She was protecting herself and her child.
That's understandable.
That's why she didn't do it.
You think she's afraid of him even?
Something else Karen told me, and I don't know if she'll go on to say it again here because I have not seen this yet, but something she told me was that after Fred got out of jail, Julie was extremely terrified of Fred because Julie snitched on Fred and testified against him, and Fred always had a vendetta against her. Not to mention he accused Julie and Mom of stealing 50 grand from him from a car accident they were in before Fred had gone to jail that they collected because they got conservatorship over Fred and was in control of all of his money even when he got out of jail. Hey, Flies. Hope you're doing good tonight too, honey.
Today, I don't think she's afraid of Fred. She just knows what he's capable of. Just like I'm not afraid of Fred, but I know what he's capable of.
Is that the only reason he wasn't charged, do you think? She wouldn't testify?
She would not. She refused to come back to Virginia and testify.
They dropped the charges?
Well, without her statement, what charges would they have?
What did DCS do?
Okay, Fred was incarcerated. DCS came on scene. They told Laura that they would be back the next day to do a home visit, and they were. And when they came there, Laura was highly intoxicated. She had taken some medication. She didn't know the kids' birthdays, how old they were. The kids were very dirty. The house was putrid because at some point Fred had pulled a deer carcass into the basement and it had been rotting for weeks. So the whole house smelled like roadkill, confined.
Obviously, they must have taken the kids.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They going to the court dates, this and that. They, after Fred got out of jail, they were supposed to be working with DCS and going for weekly visitation, supervised visitation with their kids, and they were required to take a drug test weekly. And they went for a little while, and then it stopped. They missed the first week.
Who bought her for me? My parents hated her. Who? Karen or Jody? Oh, Jody.
DCS calls and wants to know if calling my number, trying to get a hold of them.
Andy, I have a question for you. Fred had said last night or the night before that Karen would avoid you and Jody, and that she had problems with you, and that she would hide at a certain point of Ben Hill Road on the floorboard of the cars so that y'all wouldn't see her. Can I ask you what your relationship was with Karen before Summer went missing, and what you think of that statement that Ziggy and Fred had made? Okay.
I was their contact. I didn't know where they were, and that's what I told them. I said, I don't know. I've not spoken with them, but if I hear from them, I'll have them call you. Because they were sitting there waiting for them to do the visitation, and they weren't there. Well, another week goes by, and the DCS lady is calling me, and she's pretty livid because, yet again, they're a no-show. Everybody's sitting there waiting on them, and they're a no-show. And she was very adamant with me that I needed to get in contact with him and have him or Laura call them immediately. So I get off the phone with them, and I call Mom, and I'm like, Mom, do you know where Fred and Laura are? Because I don't know where they're at, and DCS is blowing up my phone, and they're demanding that Fred and Laura call them immediately because this is the second week in a row that they've missed their visitation and drug screens.
The earlier drug screens, were they clear?
I don't know.
Okay. Because they probably would have.
Oh, they would probably ended the visitation if they weren't, so I'm assuming that they were.
So at some point they stopped.
Yeah. The second week, when they were a no-show, and DCS was blowing my phone up. I get off the phone with them, and I call Mom, and I'm asking about Fred and Laura, and she said, well, they've been down here on a wagon train for 2 weeks, up in the holler, back and forth, and I'm like, well, you need to let Fred know that he needs to call them. If he has no intentions of doing what he needs to do to get his kids back, he just needs to call them and let them know to do whatever they need to do on their part and be done with it. Well, about 10, 15 minutes later, my phone rings, and it's Fred on the phone. And he is raging at me from the time I say hello. He is raging at me, cussing me. He told me that it wasn't none of my GD business, which I was a point of contact, so apparently he made it my business.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be in that. But none of my GD business, what they did, I couldn't tell them what to do. And if I effed with him, that he would come and kill me and my children. He would go and kill his first daughter that was living in Hawkins County at the time, and that he would go and kill the other 2 that were in Russell County, and nobody would have to worry about DCS ever again. So I get off the phone, and I call DCS back, and I tell them exactly what he just said. And they made me, well, they didn't make me do nothing. They told me that I needed to call and report that to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, which was where his oldest daughter was living, report it to my sheriff's office that there was a threat, and I had to call Russell County Sheriff's Office and report it, and they were filing their own report themselves.
Good.
And that was the end of his custody or any chance of getting his kids back.
Had you reported it?
Well, yeah, I mean, I had to call all of the agencies and let them know, because it's already with CPS, and they knew, and I had to do.
Actually, it had everything to do with this kid's care, and this was when he pewed in the house while the kids were there, and it was because his oldest daughter went to school and was selling rugs. Yeah, that's what Karen just told us, and that's what she told me 2 years ago. So she seems very nervous. Rose, Fred lying about her. Am I missing something? I do think Fred is lying about her, but I think Karen is the type of person that will cover for somebody, because she even said earlier she covered for her when in my first live I did today. She covered for her sons, or for her son. Karen is not this angel she's out here portraying her fucking self to be. She has been to jail for serious fucking things. She has been in the same drug bust as Andy and Jody Sue and James Light and Thomas Lang. It was an operation. They busted lots of little people that were not named. And then they went after the 32 or 33, Andy. What was it? That they had real indictments on for running pill clinics. She admitted to selling Lortabs, but much like Andy said, it was only one. I don't know. It seems to be a thing. You go to jail for 15 years for one. Her jail term was suspended. She ended up spending 5 years. To me, that's more than one pill, and it's a lot more than Andy got for the same thing that he's saying she got. She also had pew charges. She had a gun. She was there when her husband unalived himself. She was questioned in his death. However, I don't think she did it. My heart breaks for her when it comes to that and her boys. I think that's a horrible thing that she had to live through. And I pray for that. I've been through things like that, not though that intense. Hers was really intense. I didn't see my ex jump in front of a train, but hers, I mean, she told the story. It can't get any more sad than that. And I'm not a person who's going to judge and say that she's lying. So she wasn't charged with his unaliving. So I'm going to go with she was found innocent. So the pill selling mother doing it. It wasn't a big business. It was just 2 pills. Yeah. It was big business. Jody Sue didn't send her kids to school because of their big business selling pills at Ronald Hill's house. She told us that. I have a video. We can go over that before I go. Hold on a minute, because it's a rather long video, I think. Andy actually got mad at me for showing this the first time. Nothing against you, Andy. You know why I show it now. This video is 54 minutes long. I got a few things to do. I'm going to let you watch it, take it in. But Jody Sue, what I really want you to see is Jody Sue talking about what it was like living next to them. And this tells you a little bit of the family dynamics. According to Fred, Andy can comment on it. He's in the chat. This is nothing against your mamaw, Andy. It's just what Fred said.
And that red Toyota truck, that's Jody's mom's.
You guys say that she had a
See, I know. See, that's why they don't like me.
So what do you think about Jody Sue and Andy? Do you think that there's any chance that they're involved, or
they got some property on another road, and it's odd that they went and checked that property that day, and hadn't been that property in over a year.
Is that where Jody Sue's living right now?
No. That's where they lived before they moved to
Right
his
here.
aunt's place. So. But it's straight across from Mount Carmel Church.
Yeah.
But it's, I feel like Andy and them had something to do with it. I mean, help them do something.
Is that why she's supposed to meet me today?
Because it was odd. When she went missing, they usually won't talk to nobody. They'd stay up on the hill and stuff. But as soon as she went missing, they didn't leave that road down there. They stayed down there for 3 days, day and night. They're trying to hear everything that's being said. I mean, it just made me feel like he's
paranoid.
Yeah.
She doesn't
And then
want anybody
the
speaking
fourth
to Andy.
day, he takes off to Knoxville and don't come back for over a month. And they get a restraining order against each other and everything. It don't make sense.
So they aren't really together. They're not together anymore.
No.
So she's telling the truth about that.
Yeah.
Where is she living at right now?
I'd say she's with her mom.
Where's her mom live?
I think it's Stardust Drive.
What?
Stardust Drive.
Where's that at?
It's on Lone Star.
Is that
in
near
Sylvan
Kingsport?
Gardens, yeah.
Okay, because she told me.
Like when you go out here and take a ride on Beach Creek, you get to the end of the creek, you get on Old Bladder's Gap, and it runs into Lone Star.
Well, I can't just show up there because she won't freak. She'll freak out. Do you think that they?
See, Andy's dad.
Yeah, George.
Yeah. See, he lives right straight across from Stardust Drive.
Huh.
That's how Andy and her met. You see, they right there.
How long have they been together? For a long time, right?
Yeah, pretty good while.
She was saying 20-some
Yeah,
years.
she tried to say I tried to rape her and stuff, and only thing I done to give her a ride home from the club. She was messed up, keep from her getting raped and stuff.
Yeah. Andy's okay. So is it Andy's mom or Jody Sue's mom that has a red Tacoma?
Jody Sue.
Because
it ain't got the ladder rack stuff on that.
But it did.
Yeah. Because she even said down there when on the third day I walked down there and was talking to them and Dawn and was searching too for Summer certain places and stuff. I figured he may have put her or whatever, because the way he acted that night, she was already dead, I mean, within 3 hours. I mean, everything he said was.
So what about Jody Sue and Andy? Are they dealers really? I heard they're being investigated for dealing
I don't
drugs.
think they're dealers. I think they was getting maybe some pot off of them or something. He was raising
Yeah, I
some
don't care about
pot.
that. I thought he was selling meth and that she was on like her cancer medicine or whatever.
I see. Me and them didn't talk that much.
You're a good source too, because you were here with him also. I didn't know that he was like basically second cousins with Andy. And I didn't know his dad was Ben Hill either. That's cool. Or his grandfather was Ben Hill. Yeah. But he kind of Ben Hill.
She acts like suicide is glorified. That's cool. Fred's grandfather unalived himself, Siggy. Just like Karen's husband, just like my husband, I think cursed, or there's a couple of them out here who are victims or survivors. I wouldn't say victim. I would call victim. Survivors of loved ones who have committed unaliving, suicide. I hate that YouTube makes us change what it is. I'm not sure, redacted. But listen to how Ziggy glorifies Ben Hill's suicide.
Kind of famous in this, like, on this road, kind of, because he's, I don't know. How well do you know Jody Sue?
I don't know her that well. I just know her.
Do you know that there's a lot of, lately, even a lot more since we were out here last, there's a lot more people thinking he was involved in somehow, and not like where she did something to Summer, but that she possibly sold something to. I mean, that's what. I don't know. She just seems she was really too worried about me talking to Fred, and it was weird. Do you know why? Do you think that maybe Fred knows about her and some drug stuff, and that's what she's worried about? Because if it's just that, then
They don't have nothing on them. Not drugs related.
Yeah.
I don't like them. Our horse got loose one night, and I ran into her and Andy as I was going out walking out holler looking for that little horse lad. And they told everybody that I was walking in and out of the holler with a flashlight, smoking meth, which is bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm not smoking anything, it's pot.
Yeah. And anybody smoking meth is not going to. Oh, that's right. She said somebody left a meth pipe at the end of her driveway. Was she trying to blame it on you? A smash one. It's probably something she made up.
Me stealing little stuffed animals that they had hanging up at the bottom of their heel. She said that they took me out to town, give me a ride, let me out, and somehow I beat them back to town, and just so I could steal their little stuffed animals off their mailbox.
Is she kind of mental like that? Does she have major mental issues? I mean, is she known for that? Because it's just, she's coming up with some weird,
Gray told me that she said her daddy sold her when she was 16 or 13.
Yeah. That, I do believe something like that, because I know her dad, he just passed, I think, but he was in prison for rape. So we just figured that out recently. I didn't know. Last time I was out here.
I don't believe that shit.
What that?
I don't believe anything she says, but I think she's just trying to look like and get sympathy.
And money?
She's one people feel sorry for her.
She's one of those that just likes the attention?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, that's what it's looking like.
She can come up with, make herself look a little better.
Do people come out here and harass you guys?
No.
What about her? Does she get harassed that you know of? I don't know if you know where her new location. I mean, I know where she's at. I know her. She's over. Do you know if what about that whole Scream thing that Jody Sue mentioned? Is that true? Do you know?
Scream?
The day Summer went missing, one of her stories is that she heard a scream.
I don't have no idea.
Yeah, that's something I forgot to ask Fred last time I was here, and the police said it was unfounded, but
have they found out anything new?
No, and they not really, and everything's. I mean, it's pretty much the same, but everybody's eyes are really, really on Jody Sue, bad, and I don't know what she knows. Did you know Andy very well at all?
No.
I mean,
I don't know him that well.
Did he have a bad reputation or anything?
Mm-hmm.
Did Jody Sue have a bad reputation?
For being a whore.
Oh, really? Would she sell herself? Like, you mean literally a whore, or
nasty whore?
Like making money?
Yeah, she used to let your bottoms up.
Oh, isn't that a stripper place? Mm-hmm. Okay, but she actually used to sell herself besides just dance?
From what I was told, she was. Well, I don't know if you heard of her, the Cloud Apartments with the Kingsport. they tore a whole freaking section of houses out just because of Andy and her. Whether they waited or they lived.
Oh, it was so gross.
Yeah. Because the whole place was condemned for roaches. And
So Cloud Apartment in Kingsport. Okay, yeah. So they lived there at one time. When people thought that she was one that would sell herself, like, did she have a pill problem? Pill problem? Is that was her drug of choice?
I think it's coke or crack.
Because Fred last time mentioned something about a silver car Andy was driving, and he said that the truck Andy was following went up 100 to 167 Ben Hill. Do you know about a silver car? Like what car? Silver car Andy was driving.
That cube thing. Which was a cube.
Oh, is it one of their vehicles?
I think it was the one that Joe C. was driving. That little cube-looking thing.
Oh, okay.
So you don't know of any type of domestic abuse between Andy and Jody Sue?
She's always calling me beating on her.
She would say that he was beating on her?
But I've never seen her this morning. I've always seen Andy walk away. From what I've seen, he just get in his car and leave. I ain't listening to it and say and go on.
Is Fred pretty close to him?
No.
Do you know anything about them snitching? Andy or Jody Sue snitching?
Oh, yeah.
Did they snitch to get out of something in like 10 years ago or something?
They snitched on a guy, Kenny Lawson.
Kenny Lawson. That sounds very, very familiar.
They gave him a ride home from the damn jail, and when he got in the vehicle with them,
I believe Blue Solo is said that he is related to Kenny Lawson and Mike Lawson. They're brothers, I think, is what he said on my panel. Ziggy's or PG's, one of the three, were the three channels he's visited. Sorry, I'm still getting my coffee, and look, it's too hot. It's steaming. Phoebe's not causing problems. No talk of PG's peoples. As long as you're over here being cool, Phoebe, I'm not going to argue with you. What Prairie Garden did to me 2 nights ago was bullshit. Okay. Yeah. All right, I'm going to have to catch up with your guys' comments a little bit later because I want to get through this. Where are we at? Oh, Lord, we're only 12 minutes in. I feel like I went to the bathroom and did all kinds of shit and was gone forever. Okay, hold on.
and they pulled out, they got pulled over, and they found cocaine in the car, and they took Kenny right back to prison. As Jody Sue and them said that it was his.
But was it his or? So did that happen?
Out of jail.
How long ago was it that she was known as somebody who would sleep around for money? Even while she was with Andy? Like, did he know about it? Was he okay with it, you think?
All I know is he took her to and from work and picked her up.
But
she didn't have a good name when I first moved to Tennessee.
Now, how long ago was that?
And that's been 20 years.
So
me and Fred's been together 20 years.
20 years? But does she still do those type of things, you think? Do you think she's still into drugs real bad, or is it just like occasional, or
I don't know what she does now. I know she probably thinks she smokes pot.
No, that's not a big deal. That doesn't count.
But I'm not heard that she's done anything recently. I can't say that I've seen her hired or anything like that.
Yeah.
But that truck, that maroon truck that they're looking for.
Andy has told me in the past, Karen, that he doesn't know Blue Solo Cup at all. I asked that question. I think Andy was on my panel or in my chat, but I asked him that question before because do you remember when Blue Solo Cup come out and said his first panel, I think, was with Ziggy, and he had said that he was watching Andy and Dawn meet at a Burger King. So I know that I've asked Andy that question, and I remember what his answer was. It was that he doesn't even know who Blue Solo Cup is.
Yeah. Yeah, she was driving the damn thing. That little Toyota truck.
She's still driving it? Or
I know it was her mom was driving it.
so she was driving around that maroon truck around that time?
Mm-hmm.
She was.
Because it was 2 days later, she come in the holler and moving her stuff out from Andy's. Driving that truck.
It's 2 days after Summer went missing?
Well, after y'all come that day.
Oh.
It was 2 or 3 days after that. She gave me a ride and hollered.
And she was driving that
in
truck.
That yellow truck. We broke down in front of the holler. And she just gave me a ride on up here because I was trying to get his truck on in the holler. And she gave me a ride on up here.
Do you hear what Laura's saying? She's got to be lying, or Ziggy was in, everybody's right, and Ziggy was in Tennessee in August. Because Andy evicted Jody Sue August 9th, I believe. She had to be out by September 9th, and Jody Sue did a whole series of videos. Ziggy tells us she hasn't been to see Fred until January. But Laura will say Jody Sue was moving out 2 days later, and then she goes on to say, well, after y'all were here that time. So what does that mean, Ziggy? Was you down there in August and September? Because it doesn't make sense. But whatever. And you can confirm that with Andy if he's still here.
And we hadn't seen that truck until that night, and Fred's like, did you realize what truck that was? I said, yeah. I said, that's that damn yellow truck. I mean, what truck is they're looking for? Maroon truck they're looking for, ain't it?
Yeah.
He said, yeah. He said, Jody Sue's the one that made that comment about him not finding the ladder rack.
Oh my God.
Said all they have to do is take the ladder rack off of it.
Oh my God. I wonder, I mean, are they still looking for that maroon truck? Do you know? Or or did they just figure out that it was like,
I have concerns when it comes to Toyota and Jody Sue's family, but not because of her mother's truck. Her mother's truck has always been pretty fancy. It has pretty carpet. You can see her mom dresses it and makes it real girly. It may have had ladder racks on it or not, but it's not dingy. It's not maroon. It's not old looking the way the police describe it. I do not believe Jody Sue's mom's truck was a truck involved in anything to do with Summer unless Jody Sue was riding it that day. Or the son. I don't think that they were. I know that Jody Sue has stated over and over that truck has been vetted. The mother still has the truck. They would have towed it off and looked at it for evidence. However, a concern I've always had is Jody Sue's brother-in-law is like the biggest boss at Bristol or Johnson City, Toyota, and he's traveled all over and he does big business director and sales or something. And that concerns me because could there have been a truck without a tag on it, without a license plate on it that is Toyota? Mark Turner, I don't really fucking care. Fuck you, L Docs. Fuck you, Amy, for fucking lying. Fuck you, fucking all of you. Fuck you, Jody Sue. Anyways, y'all can look into that. I've covered it a million times. Do I think that's what happened? Probably not. But we're leaving no stone unturned, right? And Jody Sue does have family that runs a used car lot, many used car lots, very big within Toyota for many years. Okay.
And how about you?
Oh my God.
I mean, it just don't make no sense.
Where did they say? Do you remember where they said they saw the maroon truck? Like the day Summer went missing. Like who spotted it and like where it was at?
I have no idea.
Or if it was just like
it was seen in the holler, I think.
just on this. So in the holler means on Ben Hill.
Mm-hmm.
I bet she was. You know what I think she was doing? I think she was waiting for Candace and her mom to get home that day in that truck, waiting to see what kind of pills they got. I really feel like that because I mean, I just know how I was. I just remember back to my using days, and if they owed her Jody Sue some type of pills, like if like Candace or the grandma was fronted some kind of pills, or if they owed Jody Sue because Jody Sue she had cancer, or right, or did she supposedly, or
I don't know. She hollered and said she was here not too long ago. She had cancer, but
she's not a very honest person. So what can we believe?
I think it's just another ploy for sympathy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she was waiting for Candace and them to get home that day, and she was waiting on something and wanted to see when they got home, so she was down on that maroon truck waiting for them. That's what would make sense to me, because I don't know, with the reception and stuff, I don't know if she has Wi-Fi over there, or would have, like, she probably would have been just waiting down there, especially if she was like going through withdrawals or whatever. And
So the only pills you could sell during cancer treatment is a pain pill. They do give you very strong pain pills. My mother passed away from cancer. My mother was a very crooked human. She would sell her cancer medicine, her pain pills, for big money to get my brother out of prison after he unalived somebody. It's possible. Do I think that's the case with Jody Sue? No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I don't think her and Andy were selling anything at the time Summer went missing except for weed. I don't look at her and Andy as guilty of taking Summer. Cover up, maybe. Knowing why, maybe. I don't. I think many things. I have a couple theories. The one that sticks to me is a handoff. I don't like the fact that Candace was down on Fred's property. Chad Arnold was there at the same time. I don't like the fact today we're learning, and I spoke about it earlier, Fred found a book bag of math making materials. Could Chad have put that there? Could her and Fred have been doing, could Candace and Fred have been doing something? Why was Candace on the property? Was there a setup? Is there something bigger going on? I think ring. Human ring. At times, only because Karen Elliott mentioned Layla Santanella's clothes falling out of her ceiling, and she worked at AmeriCorps at one point. I just try to look at all possibilities. But the one thing that really got my wheels grinding is the We Can Bring You Hope foundation that was involved in Summer's case, which is why I think this is bigger, because I do know people personally in my life, almost my whole life, involved in We Can Bring You Hope, like a Roxanne DeFelice, who was, I found at one time, I can't find it again, it was on her Facebook and within their 501c3, the director of We Can Bring You Hope, and I used to babysit her grandson, Eric. The daughter, man, it's a lot. The granddaughter was, it's just a lot, and it's for the police. I really do think the police need to look into it. I really do find it odd that the We Can Bring You Hope people were involved funneling tips to themselves, and I find it odd with Chase and all the money, and now I'm finding out that Julie Bulford is the guy, my brother unalived wife, his wife. My brother held a pew to her head. I'm almost positive it's the same lady. I sat next to her. I seen her in court. I really do think there is a Pennsylvania connection to whatever's going on there, and that my cousins may be involved in something down there with people. Does it have anything to do with Summer? I don't fucking know. But I know that I had 5 silencing fake ass fucking lawsuits placed on me. I know that I've had crazy shit happen here in Pittsburgh that I think connects to all of this. I know that there's a missing man named Jay Ketter who's missing right now in my area, who is a family member of somebody in the We Can Bring You Hope. And guess what? On his flyers, they funneled the same wrong information. And not too long ago, a week or so ago, I posted something about it in my community post, and his family members are in my comment section. I've been talking to a detective. I haven't in a long time. I do need to catch up with him. I did recently talk to another detective, but it was just to leave a message. I don't want to interfere in investigations, but the last time I talked to the detective told me he did find some ties with the We Can Bring You Hope. That's all he would tell me. They don't want me to hinder a case, and I'm sure they're not going to keep talking to me. But I do think that the We Can Bring You Hope people's involvement with all their leaked calls, like, I don't know. To me, it's odd. The people that are involved in it are odd. The fact that I know somebody who pinged where Layla went missing the day she went missing really fucking bothers me, and I've called it out a million times, just gave the name yesterday. I'm not going to keep fucking doxing people. You got to watch my content. I know everything went to the TBI, and I'm hoping, I'm not saying it's proof positive, but it's Elaine. And I'm hoping that one day it will lead to at least Layla or Summer, because something's wrong with it. And my father did have borderland, and my friend is missing, and she is pictured near my father's borderland. And I do know things about my father and his rug dealing, and people coming like Karen Renfro's family to my house when I was a child. I've met Karen Renfro as a child. I remember playing with her very long ponytail. It was braided. She is my cousin's cousin through her mother. I'm cousins through father, if that makes sense. I've explained it. Go look here. I will tag, not tag, I'll share a link to a video that I think explains my connections in an understandable way. But I'm going to play this video while I do that and read the chat.
She still got her kids.
Yeah, I guess so.
See, that's another thing I don't understand.
Why is she not she's not responsible with kids? No?
I mean, for that little boy, most of his childhood, up until Andy's grandma died not too long ago, well, just about 5 years ago, she raised him, kept him 24 hours a day. And
Holly
she was
did?
so mean. No, not Holly. It was Andy's grandmother.
Oh.
Fleta.
Uh-huh.
The one that lived in there in that house.
Okay.
Fleta. She was a sweet woman. But that little boy Andy was so damn mean to her, it wasn't even funny. I certainly beat the crap out of him.
Does he have a bad reputation? Is it Andy Jr. that people call him? I guess his real name's Damien. I've been calling him Andy this whole time because Fred Hill called him Andy, and I figured that was his name, Andy Jr. I guess that's just a nickname or something, right?
Call him, who did we call him? Andrew, I think.
On his name, I guess, is legally Damien.
I really don't remember what his name is.
So does he have a bad reputation?
He was just a mean little boy when he was young. I mean, they wouldn't make him mind, and he'd pick up stuff and hit Fleta. And her an old woman,
He would hit her.
Pick a broom up, hit her across the back with it.
A broom handle? Wow. Did he do any?
A little poodle.
Yeah.
He beat it.
He beat it to death?
No, not to death. He just beat it.
With?
He hit it with something. I don't remember what it was.
He hit up the poodle with something.
Yeah.
Did it get like?
He was just a little kid. He'd get so fit. I think Andy and them wouldn't show up like they were supposed to or something, and he would go fit. Sweetie would have to call us or call Ron to come up there and help her with him because he would throw a fit and beat her, throw stuff at her. And
does he have? Do you know? But does Andy Jr. I'll just call him Andy Jr. Is he known to do anything weird sexually, like have anything that with kids?
I don't know about any of that.
Okay.
Ain't heard anything
Or peeping Tom? Was he in? Now the new thing is that he was seen in the wooded woods of Dawn and Candace's area before Summer went missing. That he was caught back there snooping around or doing something. I don't know if you had heard anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen Andy Jr. do anything like you don't know? I mean, because last time Fred was like, "Oh, that kid's about capable of anything." Do you know anything like that? Like, I mean,
Fred knows him better than I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he was a little boy, and I thought he was a little brat.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait till I
Yeah.
I can't even just the way these kids.
Yeah, not that disrespectful.
Look at a young woman and kick her in the leg.
I know, that's just crazy.
That's just nonsense. Be one man and he get jerked up so fast his head spins.
Really, Fred's first cousins with Andy's mom.
Fred's really not getting close to any of them, to be honest. Fred's kind of a loner.
Yeah.
Sometimes somebody would say, he played that.
I don't know. I feel like Jody Sewage wasn't involved.
Yeah, I mean, something's going on.
So he's going to come up with a part Andy got really offended by in my chat before, and I think Andy left because I'm playing this video. It offends him. His grandmother was SA'd several times by a man named Jerry who lived up by their other land on Fields Road. This man would assault the grandmother often. I don't know the story behind it. Andy doesn't want to elaborate on it. I don't think he should. Jerry is not alive anymore, and neither is the grandmother. I don't think it holds any relevance to Summer's case unless there is a familial or a generational family member who may be involved. I don't know. But this is a true story, and he confirmed it, but he does not like hearing it. I don't know when it's coming up, but I wanted to warn you, it gets graphic. Yeah. Why did she? That's what I want to know. I guess everybody thinks of their children as their babies, but they weren't small children. I mean, the daughter was. She was only, what, 12 when Summer went missing? That's pretty young.
Her and Andy didn't stay. You never seen them at the bottom of the hill or nothing. Never. You might see them pull up at their mailbox or something or get mail or something when Louise coming in or out or something other. You know. But as far as just standing down there, listening, trying to figure out what's being said and stuff. So Summer went missing. They stood down at the bottom hill for 3 solid days and nights. Their kids brought them food and sat down there to them.
What were they doing? Sitting in chairs or something?
Yeah.
Right
Standing around and standing there and sitting in. They had their car parked down there, sitting there and trying to listen, talk to everybody that was around right there and stuff. I mean, it just made me feel like they kind of covered something up or something. I mean.
I was wondering if that's what was going on with Jody too. Like she was scared of, like she was hearing some drug stuff and was afraid of. Because she had to
I didn't even know they didn't do no damn thing.
So why do you think something happened the 14th?
Well, I'm trying to think how to say it. Just things that Jody Sue and Andy had said and stuff on the 15th on the evening. It's all been recorded, but just some stuff that they had said, stuff that made me, and the law even thinks that too.
Oh no! Why are they all so worried about land back there? Jody Sue and also the Redmonds. Why are they so worried about having that whole holler back there?
I have no idea why they're doing that. I mean, like Andy and them, they've sold off and sold off and sold off. I don't know why they even saying anything, you know.
They've sold off? What do you mean?
I think they sold off quite a bit of property over the years, you know.
Yeah.
Off of that. But just like Andy, what
that really gets me because that's true. All the Thompsons' property was recently Jody Sue and Andy's before Jody Sue and Andy moved in. I'm sure the parents did that after the grandmother passed away. Maybe it was too much for them considering they live on Lone Star. But I don't trust Andy's parents. Fred has said some really weird things about Andy's parents. And, man, I know my family is connected and I have cousins that live there and this, that, and the other. And I wonder sometimes if my daughter was targeted. Because I swear to God, there was a man. My daughter, when she was about 9, 10 years old, I caught her on a tablet. I was going to the bathroom. I monitored her tablet pretty good. Back then, they didn't have the parental controls as much as they do now, and I don't think I was really good at using the parental controls. And a friend of hers had showed her a website called Omegle, Omegle or something. And I was going to the bathroom, and as I'm walking past my daughter's door, her door was broken. My son had punched it. He was in a rage. I see my daughter taking her shirt off and her tablet sitting in front of her, and I walk in and I grab the tablet, and there is a man that looks just like Andy Bernard's fucking dad on the other side of this fucking tablet. And I freaked the fuck out. I called the police. I gave them the tablet. And they took the tablet and never returned it to me. However, when I started to find We Can Bring You Hope ties connected to things, I started to make a fuss within my police department. And they still haven't gotten back to me where this tablet is. I have to go down to the evidence locker or something downtown and see if I could find it there. Yes, Darlene, do you remember me telling this story before? I have told this story, and I even told it before I realized how much this guy looked like Andy's dad. Like, this is not a fake story. It really did happen. My daughter was even live with me one night when I told it, and she gets ashamed by it, but she did tell me if it would find answers to Summer, she would fucking testify. But this guy was convincing my daughter into taking her clothes off on this website called Omegle. She was grounded from electronics for a very long time. Like, I wouldn't even buy her a phone, nothing, until she was like 14, 15 years old, because it scared me so much. Like, what do you do in a situation like that? You see this ugly wart-headed fucking face, fat fuck, with a big belly and his titties all hanging out like this with my daughter, and my daughter's undressed and taking her shirt off. I almost fucking died. You know, like, I called the police immediately, handed them her tablet. They still have it. And they never got back to me about it. And it pisses me off. Yeah. Now that I know I have family down there, I wonder, was my daughter targeted? And I wonder, was it family in the KKK, by the way? Was it Andy Bernard's fucking dad? We also hear Fred Hill say that recently that Andy Bernard's dad was on the road on June 15th, and he was confused as to why he was there because he hadn't seen him there in years.
The reason they didn't want Dobbs there is because he had his pot patch right there at the edge of their property, the Dobbs and their property, and they was having a conflict over that.
Oh. I figured it was something like that. Like, so it was the pot plants.
Yeah, that come out Andy's own mouth.
Okay.
And it's on tape too.
Yeah. So law enforcement.
But like I was saying, I feel like Andy and Jody and Grandis and Candace and Dawn and Marlena, I think them's the key people right there.
Yeah, me too. Me too. That's
my opinion.
That's the main group. See, a lot of people like try to say, well, if they have Andy on tape, then why isn't he arrested? You know, like if they had him on tape on the road and he's saying he wasn't on the road, that's like a huge discrepancy. Why aren't police like badgering him?
Yeah. Because if they arrest him on some bullshit charge, and then they can't make it stick or whatever, then it clears him of other charges. You see what I'm saying? They got to make sure when they do pick these people up, that their charge is.
That's kind of like,
you know.
Yeah, like you hear that case about oh gosh, what's her name in Colorado? Barry Morphew.
Seemed like I'm hearing about it.
He was a suspect in his wife's murder or his wife's disappearance, and they didn't ever.
Jody and Andy both said he was there the 14th, but Fred said he hadn't seen them there for years, and he's seen them the 15th. That they were there when the police were there helping with the blockade or something, moving the pillars back and forth. It wasn't that long ago Fred said it. No, not that he knew me, but I do have family members who are part of the KKK that have family members, and they could be family members with Jody, Sue, and Andy. I don't know. I just know they're related through Basil and Karen Renfro and Basil Morlock, Karen Renfro, but I do know my aunt's maiden name is also Elliot. She's an Elliot and a Morlock, and I've known that since I was a little kid. I just never put the connections to Tennessee because I forgot she was from Tennessee. She hasn't lived there since she married my uncle, but I don't know if my cousins have contact with people there. In that video I shared the link to, it'll describe a lot of things, including the Vicky Dykes connection, which is another thing, and what my father did and how I think it could connect. Now, I'm not saying this is 100% proof positive, but I'm saying it's a fucking lane. And I know what my dad did, and I know who my fucking family members are, and I know where they're from. Everybody knows who their family members are, even if they don't quite know their family members. When you were children, you played with your damn cousins, you know? And my cousin Sean, I have a lot of questions. I have been defending him and saying, no, I don't think he could do something like that, take Summer, but some things I'm discovering with the people connected, like my own SA when I was rugged when I was a kid, and how it could connect. Statute of limitations is up. I turned it into the police. Everything I found has been turned into the police. I'm not getting confirmation, or I'm not getting that it's not real, but I will tell you that every time I go and call and talk to certain police officers or people within the drug and human trafficking in my area, that they're willing to talk to me. And I will tell you that I went through like where I was being harassed by my own fucking police really bad. They kept trying to 3-0 fucking to me and convince my husband into helping him doing it, along with some fucking bitch who was catfishing him at his fucking job named Brittany. I know things about that human in particular where her sister was trafficked by the same people. And I know the connections, but it's too far and too wide to put them all. I would have to explain my father's whole life to you. But you know how, like, I explained it last week or 2 weeks ago. All of you have bought weed, I'm sure, right? You know how you go to one weed dealer and he says, wait, I got to re-up. And he goes to another weed dealer who says, wait, I got to re-up. And they go to another weed dealer. And then before you know it, that dealer becomes a huge organization that came from California or Miami or New York or Boston. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you're going to go down the lines. The thing is with my dad, I can go down the lines. I can go all the way to certain criminals who are famous for being criminals, possibly. And yeah, criminals know criminals. Exactly. That's exactly what the rug trafficking is. That's exactly how rug trafficking works. However, I remember when I was a kid, I don't have the pictures anymore. They were stolen from me. It's a long story. But when I was a kid, my grandparents, Louise and Walter Stanley, had come down to Miami to visit us after my father had won a lawsuit against PennDOT, which is a people that like clean our roads and fix our roads here in Pittsburgh. My dad won almost $1 million lawsuit, maybe $1 million. And he had a friend who had property down in Surfside, Miami Beach, Bell Harbor, and we rented from them. We moved down there. My mother, worked for a man named Victor Posner. She was only 20 years old. I don't know what she did, but this man has a shady past. He owned some of U.S. Steel Mills. One of the shell companies I found in my father's name is named after U.S. Steel, but it's all the way in California, and they sell refrigerators and stoves, and it doesn't even look like the company is open with any of that when you look at it on the map. I mean, do you have any connections in Arizona? Yes, Child Junkie. Actually, the skinhead cousins I'm talking about right now, their family lives in Arizona. They moved from Pittsburgh to Wickenburg, Arizona. And then my uncle passed away. My dad passed away. It's just been a big mess. They concealed my father's death from me for 4 months so that I couldn't collect anything that he owned or had. And they made it really hard. And now I have to get an attorney that I don't have money for to go fight for my father's estate. However, I want the TBI and the feds and everybody to look into, because my father did put these really weird grants in that he told me about years ago. My mother, I think, was involved in it. And I found my mother doing all kinds of fucking shady shit with people in Africa on Facebook. And I truly think there's something more here to look at. It's just really hard to explain it all unless you can understand how something like that would work. And I do think Ziggy and her father may be involved. I'm just speculating. But that's only because her father works for the companies my father was trying to invest with these fake grants in, number one. 2, my father holds stock in the same sort of companies. And 3, she was neighbors with both Guy, who owns a condominium behind her father, and my father, who lived at the other end of the fucking block. I mean, and then there's a psychic shop that my father married into. It's his sister-in-law owns it, right around the fucking corner, all in the same area of South Beach, Miami, right around Versace's house. If you go look and do your Ben Verified, you can find all the fucking information your damn self. But at the same time, Ziggy had her green card marriage around the same time. My father had a green card marriage as well. And I do know, I heard my father talking in circles that he used to sell them. He would be the one that offered the green cards to people. And I have some other things that happened to me when I was a teenager where the feds had to come take me and send me back to Pittsburgh because my father threw a dead cartel member's card at me because his ex-wife accused me of stealing after she flushed weed down a toilet and the ring down a sink because she was an evil fucking cunt from fucking Puerto Rico named Patricia Prieto. And Jody Sue's sister has family members named Prieto from Miami, where she also dabbles in real estate. So, I mean, there could be connections, and I think they're worth fucking looking at. If people want to look at them, go for it. I don't care. Until then, I'm just going to report on them the best I can and pray to God that the TBI, the FBI, and the feds and the cops, my local and down there in Hawkins County, look at it too. Because I definitely think it's something that needs to be fucking looked into when it comes to this little girl, my missing friend Lisa, and Layla Santanella. And it's only because we can bring you hope dumb fucks put their asses out here and didn't think that anybody from Pittsburgh would follow fucking Summer's case, right? Especially when I'm the daughter of maybe the boss of you or somebody who is sending the rugs from the border up here to Pittsburgh or to Tennessee. I don't know. I can't prove any of this, but I need your help trying to prove it. I would love you all to help me try to figure out all the connections to my father's borderland and his business in Mexico. It was an ice cream business. It was in El Dongones, Mexico, and his land was right after 611 Sidewinder Road. JLR did a video on it, and he even showed you the open fucking border. Okay, but let's continue this video because we're 2 hours and 13 minutes in. I didn't finish Karen Hill's video again. We got less than an hour left. I'll come back with that tomorrow, but I do want to finish. We got a half hour of this one left. I'm going to let it play till we get to the part about the pills. I pray it's in this video. Yep, here it is right here. Ooh. 44 minutes in, we're at 26 minutes.
They didn't have a body until recently.
Yeah.
And this happened like a few, I don't know, soon after Summer went missing. It took a couple, maybe not soon after, but Barry was arrested, and they didn't have a body, and they even charged him with with murder and stuff, but they couldn't make it stick. They couldn't make it stick. They didn't have a body, and they had to let it drop. And then after they dropped the charges, they fined her. So I don't know what's happening. He hasn't been rearrested or.
Yeah. I mean, that's just like that. You see, it messes everything up. See that in that state, they'll have to have the body more likely. What more or less what you're saying. And where they charged him with murder, and then they didn't have no body, and they had to release him because they didn't have no body. Then if they did find the body, they can't charge him for that. So that's what I'm talking about. Summers case, you see.
Yeah.
But they, in state of Tennessee, they can charge you even if they ain't got the body. They just got to have a certain amount of evidence, that they are deceased.
See, that could be something else too. That could be also another reason why people aren't, because we don't even have a body, or we don't know where Summer is, so we don't know what happened to her. So it's hard to bring charges.
Yeah.
What they charge Andy with?
Say what?
What could they charge Andy with? Like, from just that, I'm trying to even think, would they even be able to charge him with? Like,
I don't know what they could charge him with, really. I mean, right now, just arrest him on without hard evidence, really nothing. I mean, they got proof that he was in the holler, this, but without the forensics, DNA of this and DNA of that and stuff here and there, it's hard to put them in place.
yeah. Yeah.
But, see what?
This call will be terminated in 1 minute.
There's more cameras on that road than just one.
Mm-hmm.
That puts a lot of people. I mean, you're even on camera when you come in and stuff.
Yeah.
When we first met.
Yeah.
Everybody's on camera that comes in that holler.
Did you see me? Did you see me on camera? You actually see me?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, several times.
But see, that was after Summer went missing. Why would they care about after?
I know. Hey, they've been cameras on that road for years, honey.
Yeah.
It wasn't just for Summer. It was before Summer. Years before Summer.
I know, but I wasn't there before Summer.
Your call has been accepted.
Hey.
Yeah.
But I wasn't saying that you was there before Summer. I was just saying that you was on, it showed that you on camera and stuff too,
Yeah.
Not doing that. No, it just shows you and driving in the holler and stuff. And see, there's actually 4 different cameras on that road.
Yeah.
There's one as you come into holler at the stop sign,
Mm-hmm.
but it's across the road. It's straight on the other side of the main highway. So when you come up to the stop sign, you're on camera.
Okay.
There was one right before you get to Don Wills' driveway on the other side of the road,
Mm-hmm.
where I'm trying to think.
Don.
You asked Dob. Right there on Dobbs' property, on the corner.
Or Don. I said Don. The blue roof Don, they call him, because he has a blue roof. Like, his name's Don too. The one that lives at Beach Creek and Ben Hill.
No, I'm talking about Jackie Dobbs.
Oh, okay. But Jackie Dobbs didn't have put up a camera, did he?
No, I had a camera set up there.
Oh, okay.
I had a camera set up where deers and stuff that come off of banks
Okay.
get video of deers and stuff. There's trail cams all up and down that holler that people don't realize.
Oh, okay.
Stop people in a lot of different ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean,
So a trail cam, what it does is just like if something passes it, it takes a picture.
yeah, it takes every picture that passes, and some of them has video and audio. Yeah. So, and see, Andy was even on camera on Fields Road too. So on the 15th.
But yeah, did he say he was? I mean, did he admit to that?
Well, he said that he was down. He went down there that day, but he didn't say why. You know. But they're locking us down, hon.
All right. Well, yeah, call it. I mean, so this is you're not going to be let out probably again today, huh?
No, I won't be out again today.
Okay.
I'll talk to you though. You know.
Okay. Sounds good.
All
right. Love you too. We'll talk later.
All right. Bye bye.
Did you hear about that 138 Simpson Road property? Like, if she knows who lived in those trailers that are stacked together.
I don't know anybody over there.
You don't? Okay. Because there's like those two trailers that are pushed together. Do you know? And there's a little cemetery back there.
No.
You have never noticed it? Okay.
I know where Jerry Simpson used to live, but I couldn't tell you if that's where it's at or not.
Who? Gary Simpson?
Jerry.
Oh, Jerry Simpson. Okay.
I think that was his name. I know he was a creep too.
Okay. And was that somebody that was related to Cotton Simpson, you think? Roy Simpson?
I have no idea. I know that he was raping Andy's grandmother.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I'm going to have to go into my ancestry and see Jerry Simpson, like Gerry.
I think that's his name. Ziggy, you can ask Fred what his name was. He'll tell you.
Okay.
But I can't remember. I'm thinking his name was Jerry, but.
What am I supposed to ask him? Ask him who?
Jerry Simpson.
Jerry.
But what if it's
Jerry? I think it was Jerry, Jerry.
Okay, Jerry Simpson. Okay, and you think he was living back over there?
I think that's where he lived over there, yeah. Ask him who was doing that, was raping Fleta. What his name was.
Oh, okay.
How long has he been gone?
Probably about 10 years now, I guess.
10 years?
Which one's Fleta again? Who is that? That
was Andy's grandmother.
Okay. Because I just don't want to say, I don't know if they would like block that word or something. So I'm trying to think of how to say this to him.
And that's a true story. Andy confirmed it, and it's probably why he left my chat this evening. He probably didn't want to hear this. Andy was very mad when I put this out, but then he understood, and I shared it a few times since. I apologize, Andy. I know that hurt you. But the Ronald part about the pills is coming up, and then we're gonna watch Karen just for a few more minutes so you could get why I showed all of this. And then I'm gonna come back tomorrow and we will finish the Karen Elliott, and then tomorrow night I want to play the Marlena interview over. So those are my next two lives, I think. Don't quote me. I always change if something happens or I find something. You never know, but that's in my plans for now. Yeah, it's not Mamaw's fault. You remember that, Trout? Did you read that? He was on there, he was flipping. What's this got to do with my Mamaw? And it was just that Fred said it, and I put it in the video. And I'm very sorry that Andy was offended. I apologize.
Kind of relationship that Jody Sue and Candace had. Like, did you ever witness them going to each other's houses?
No.
Okay.
You don't know if they were friends or anything. Yeah, I don't think Fred knew either.
No.
Yeah.
And as far as drug activity, he didn't know anything really much about Dawn and Candace and all Jody Sue and them. I guess they all just mind their own business there. I think everybody must have been into different types of substances or something.
Well, you
That's okay, Laura.
That's what.
Is Andy Bernard, is in your eyes? I mean, it's just your opinion. Is he a good guy, bad guy? What kind of guy is he?
Andy, he's always been decent to me.
Okay.
I never seen out the wrong character out of him. No.
Jody Sue,
But
she's not as nice.
Jody Sue ain't nothing but a lying, trifling whore.
Oh my god. She would. Oh man.
If anybody believes her, then they're stupid. I'm sorry, but I can't tolerate stupidity, and that's just stupid.
Yeah. She was just in the chat having some things. She was in the chat earlier, I guess. I didn't notice until after.
And she just makes herself look stupid.
Well, she said, I don't know. She recently came out and said that she knew about some. And I mean, I'm not giving her a hard time about it because I'm sure Sherry beats herself up about it, but she knew about some type of that she knew that Dawn was taking the boys to dope houses. And coming back with and the boys supposedly would be bruised and have, I don't know. That's what I don't know. That's Jody Sue's claim. And she says she feels bad, and she was crying because she says she could have maybe saved them. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it? I don't know. I mean,
I think it's just another plot to get attention.
She was really crying really bad, but I know a lot of people do think that.
Man, she can turn the tears on quicker than anybody ever seen in my life. I speak the truth. If you don't want the truth, then don't ask me.
Why do you think that she would? What do you think the purpose of her making that up would be? About her making up that she
attention. She is suffering from not having enough attention, man. She's got to have attention from people. That is what she's always been.
Okay. Even though
Man,
it has
when she comes up, people made fun of her.
When what?
When she worked at Bottoms Up, they made fun of her and booed her off the stage.
Oh, is that a strip club?
She'll get up there and do it.
So that's the strip club, right?
Yes.
Okay, but so you think she would even lie about a case like a case about a little girl missing?
I think she would lie about anything that she thought that she would bring her attention. I'm sorry, but that's the truth.
You guys didn't hang out with Jody Sue or anything ever?
No.
Okay. All right.
Like I said, I didn't like her because she got all over Facebook and said that we was looking for a horse one night, and she said that I was smoking
Oh shit. Are you serious? I was fucking muted. Oh, let's start over. Trial Junkie said Ziggy didn't know how Fred frequented that strip club often. My response was, I agree. If you watched the beginning of this video that I'm showing right now, Fred said that in the past, Jody accused Fred of R-ing her at the club. It leads me to believe you hear Laura talk about Jody Sue at this club as well, and how she's a big whore and this, that, and the other. It leads me to believe that they all frequented this club. In the video I just shared, again, the link to, let me show you. In this video, it is my best attempt at explaining my connections down to Rogersville. And I think the people involved in this strip club is something to look at when it comes to trafficking in the area, because of the Vicky Dykes and the Fred Hill and the Jody Sue and the Laura and the many people that have spoken about Bottoms Up. I know that my father, you hear Guy Schutzius in a call I shared earlier today or yesterday, state that we ran many businesses together. One of those businesses they ran together was called Phillips Bar. It was in a place called Homestead. It's right on the outskirts of Pittsburgh. And in this bar, they had viewing booths where girls would go strip for money and guys would sit and watch. I was in the bar when they were building it. I seen it. I seen a guy came in. I seen a girl come in. I seen what happened because it was my fucking dad. And it was his business. It's what he did. But you hear a guy talk about these kind of things. It was called Phillips Bar and Grill, I think, was the name of it. And it was right on the main road across the street from the bridge where they built the waterfront Lowe's Theater and all that. Can't think of exact names. Y'all Google map it. But anyways, yes. So my father was involved in things like this. So my friends were trafficked by the same people that were friends with my father that had a boat company. And it's all really explained in this video that I share the link to right here, the best I can explain it. I hope as I continue to talk, it comes up. But, I'm going to be 49 years old in 3 weeks. And all of this shit happened during my childhood. Covering Summer's case, I'm uncovering things about my past and people I don't really know that well because my dad was very abusive and left my mother and me and my sister, and we lived a very hard life while he lived in Miami and did all this illegal fucking activity, and we only talked to him on the phone and when he wanted to come up and throw money at us or torment us because he was in an accident after all, which won him the lawsuit that made his fucking brain crazy, and he would talk to us all like we were shit. So it was a really hard relationship with him, although we did talk. Just really hard to fucking explain. What is the relevance of connecting your family members to the area? Watch that video, Karen, the one I just did right here, and it will explain all of that. I can't keep going over it every night. That's why I keep referencing back to this video. I apologize. It's just a lot. Yeah. Really watch this video. It's the best way you could understand it. All right. Back to this. No, not that. This.
Her back home and I was stealing her damn designs off her mailbox. And I was smoking pot and they smoked it with me And then she wants to get on Facebook and tell that.
So was it very common that Jody Sue just to make up stories about people way before all this happened with Summer Wells? It was it something known in the community?
Yeah, and she also got on Facebook and said that Ronald was selling pills and that's the reason why she had to homeschool her children, because there was so much drug traffic.
Huh.
That who was selling pills?
Fred's dad.
Was Ronald selling at the school? Wait, but no, Ronald didn't sell pills. That was just a rumor, right? That Jody Sue said?
Yeah. She said that's the reason why she was homeschooling.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So why would that affect her kids? I don't understand.
Because the social services was in on her too, on her ass too, for her children not going to school.
Oh, she wanted an excuse. I see. Okay. Yeah.
Said that she couldn't let her kids even go to the school bus in the mornings because of the drug traffic.
Oh, okay. Well, they have online school now these days, but I don't know how good the internet is out there where she's at. I mean, it's pretty. I don't know if you guys can get good internet if it's paid.
No. HughesNet, and it's a joke.
I was kind of curious too. Like, what kind of relationship did you see that Dawn and Andy had? Did they seem like they were friends and had?
So that's the part I wanted to show you. The video's almost over. There's more to it. If you want to see it, I'll also share this link. There's about 12 more minutes left of this video. But the reason we went and watched this video was because of what Karen Elliott was saying in her interview with Ryan, which we got off topic by watching this hour-long video. But let's go back just a little bit, because we were talking about the whole family being involved in rug selling, and these are accusations that came prior to Summer going missing. I think they're important to listen at, especially when you have a daughter who got in trouble at school for selling rugs. We have a Fred Hill who in the past has said that he sold rugs for his dad at school and got kicked out of school for the same thing. You got Karen Elliott telling us he was kicked out of school earlier in this interview. And then you have Karen Elliott, who was arrested during the James Light raid. Same with Andy and Jody Sue. They all had their little arrests before they made the big arrest to James Light and the bigger Lang Clinic people. And then you have Karen Elliott, which are the messages I can't. No, did I showed them. Oh, Fred's accusing Karen of stealing, I think it was $10,000 or something in rugs. And then Karen Elliott was telling me that there was a time that Fred owed James Light $10,000 and Ronald Hill had to pay James Light off. And we also have a time, which I'm going to show in the future, where they talk about horses, where James Light killed one of their horses because Fred owed James the money Karen told me about. So it puts them all in a working order with the same people who were busted back in 2012, which is when she had her arrest and when Jody Sue and Andy had their arrest. In the James Light bust. I think it's worth listening to, and I think that whether these people are involved or not, the connections are there still. I don't think this is an operation that ever stopped. I think it came back after the bust. There has been crime on Dobbs land, Pew Pews, down Beach Creek. I've been showing you lots of stuff about Linda, Crystal Spencer's mom, in the Beach Creek market, and things she said about Chad Arnold and Bill Benton and others. TJ Crawford. She got threatened by one of the other Bernard boys, Daryl, and Killer Looks really covers them. I really highly advise you go to Killer Looks channel and look at all the Beach Creek connections that he put in. Are they all always right? No, none of us are all always right. But the connections are there, and he was on the same path at one point that I was. So you have to really look into it. It's like the same path but a different path. The same people but a different group. Couple different groups, because you throw in the Karen Renfro and the Jennifer Satterfield, the David Britts. They all connect to the Beach Creek market where Linda was. Like, you really just gotta listen and understand the dynamics of these people and how this is nothing new and how this is something that's been going on. And you have to understand that at the time that James Light bust happened, that at the time it was one of the biggest busts in America. It was big news. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not reading chat. So Ryan is helping stage false interviews. I don't know. I don't know if he's helping stage them or if these people are using Ryan. I don't know. I don't want to make false. I don't think these people, I don't know who took Summer, but I know these people all have something going on, whether that be Summer or some other criminal activity. I have a gut feeling, in my opinion. I'm speculating it's a little more. Fred is a self-confessed drug dealer. Yeah, several places when Summer went missing. Ryan is creating a narrative. The question is why. I agree. Ryan could have just gone away, but insisted. What kills me is, and I said this the other day, is where did Ryan's handicapped brother go that Ryan started his other channel for? You just forgot about your brother? I don't understand that. It surprised me how nice Fred's stuff was that was sold. Yeah. Jody Sue live 3 years ago. Origins was the real Jody Sue at the time. I'll have to watch it, Darlene. Ryan is going to go until it's only Dawn and Candy left. Who knows? All right, but let's get back. Let's watch a few more minutes of this. We'll watch about 5 more minutes, and that will leave me 42 minutes left, and we'll finish it up tomorrow. I'll come live as early as I can. I'll try. I'm not promising. Sometimes shit happens and I don't come live at all. But I'm going to try my hardest to come live tomorrow and finish Karen Hill up, and then I want to just listen and stay in chat, not come up and give commentary too when Marlena Crawford was on my panel. I want to get your thoughts, and I want to go back and think because I never re-listened to it. So, and I hate hearing my voice. That's why I don't want to come up on panel again.
IGD business, what they did, I couldn't tell them what to do. And if I effed with him, that he would come and kill me and my children. He would go and kill his first daughter that was living in Hawkins County at the time, and that he would go and kill the other two that were in Russell County, and nobody would have to worry about DCS ever again. So I get off the phone and I call DCS back and I tell them exactly what he just said. And they made me, well, they didn't make me do nothing. They told me that I needed to call and report that to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, which was where his oldest daughter was living. Report it to my sheriff's office that there was a threat. And I had to call Russell County Sheriff's Office and report it. And they were filing their own report themselves. Good. And that was the end of his custody or any chance of getting his kids back.
Had you reported it?
Well, yeah. I mean, I had to call all of the agencies and let them know because it's already with CPS, and they knew, and I had to do what they asked me to do. Yeah. I didn't want to be non-compliant in something that I had no control of.
Yeah. So let's talk about number one, the day someone disappeared, June 15th, 2021. Where were you?
I was at work.
All day?
All day.
Was it where you work around here?
At that time, I was working for a greenhouse, flower shop, We had just opened our second location, which was at the end of Memorial Boulevard.
Do you remember what time you start work in the morning?
We had just opened our 7th location. She told me she's a gym owner. She says she owns all these businesses. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe Fred would come out and elaborate on that. As a criminal, I don't understand how you could get all of the shit to own businesses. Are they legal businesses? Are they fronts, shell businesses? I don't know. You never know with these fucking people.
That day?
I believe it was around 8.
8 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And you finished
6.
When did you first hear about Summer's disappearance?
After I got home from work, I had Mrs. Julie checking on her. It was something we did every day. And she was telling me that a little girl on Ben Hill Road had went missing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know there was a little girl on Ben Hill Road, you know?
Did you know anything about the Wells before that?
No.
You didn't even know them either?
No, I knew Karen Goad owned that property, and I didn't even know she had passed away. I just thought Karen Goad's property, she still lives there. I didn't know anything about Dawn Wells, Candace.
Initial instinctive reactions.
Yeah.
You know how they say that Dawn isn't a local? I call fucking bullshit. Karen Goad moved in there in 1991. It is now 2026. Dawn has been living off and on in that property since 2001. His father sent him to live with his mother. Sonia, the sister, told the story on Cher's panel, I believe. I think Mary has told this story. Somebody has told this story where Dawn was sent to live with his mother because Dawn was a bad kid. And Dawn was an adult in the 90s. Dawn went to jail in the 90s. Dawn moved to California in the 90s. Dawn then went to Tennessee in the 90s. Dawn has been verified. Dawn is not, I mean, after living somewhere off and on for 30 years, you are now a local. I have lived 20 years in Glassport, PA. Another 20 years in Carrick, a few places in between. I consider both my home and local to both. If you live somewhere for 20 years, you know pretty much basically everything about the fucking place. And this is a small ass fucking place. I have a hard time fucking believing these people that say, I didn't know Dawn Wells. We were only neighbors for 30 fucking years. I don't know. But hey, I knew his mom. If you believe that bullshit, I don't know what to fucking say. Oh, speaking of police reports, Karen also freaked out with me in my messenger. Jays for Justice had a night early on in Summer's case where the police had came to Fred Hill's house. Nobody really knew who Fred Hill was yet. Fred was flipping the fuck out. They were running around naked, locked in. He was threatening Laura with a pew. Again, he's a convicted felon, shouldn't have one. Why didn't he go to fucking jail or to a mental fucking ward? But Karen really didn't like that was out on the internet. I'm going to find that again, and I'm going to show that in the future again as well. Because it was after Summer had went missing, and it shows the mind state of Fred's meth-induced psychosis. It's a literal 911 call to Fred. I don't know. I think I have faith in this new. I hope this new sheriff has the right agenda. Like I said, he worked with the FBI. He has an extensive background in cartel and things like that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Exactly, redacted. There's no way. I don't believe none of these fuckers don't know each other. I'm from a small fucking town. It don't. a family member, of them. You heard a story about them. Everybody fucking gossips. Everybody knows everybody's goddamn business. You see Jody Sue right now, after they get mad at each other, they get out and they're like, oh, well, Karen and Fred and, oh, no, this, that. And remember when? Of course they know each other. They all come out here acting like they didn't know each other. And then it's, oh, yeah, that's my cousin on my dad's side that sold fucking meth monkeys to this one that had Uno cards. I don't fucking know. Psychic cards. It doesn't make sense. I think that's what they said, redacted. I will cover it. I will cover it again. But Fred had tried to unalive himself in this dispatch call. I have it. I'm going to find it. J is for Justice did a live on it. And I've shared it several times.
What was that?
I asked Julie, I said, oh my God, what has Fred done?
That was your first reaction?
That was my first reaction. She said, I don't know what to think.
You guys close? Were you close?
We were close then.
Did you get a sense of how she was thinking?
She was concerned and curious as much as I was, because the only reference we had at that point, I take that back, I did know about Summer Wells.
You did?
Oh. Because 3 weeks before Summer went missing, I didn't know her name. I just knew a little girl. Julie had went to the store for Mom. Fred and Laura had rode with her, and coming back in the holler, Fred made her stop at the bottom of the hill below Dawn's driveway because a little girl's bike was laying there. And he made Julie stop and get that bike. I asked Julie, I said, why in the world would he, why would he want a little girl's bicycle? He doesn't have kids. He's not around kids. None of his nieces and nephews are small children. Why would he need a little girl's bicycle?
Yeah.
She said, I don't know. She said, they were coming in the holler, and Fred told her to stop and back up. And she said, why? He said, I'm going to get that bike, that little girl's bike. And she said, Fred, you don't need a little bicycle. Because in her mind, to me, she told me in her mind, she was thinking he was just looking at something to scrap metal.
Yeah.
She said he kind of got ill with her and told her to back the fucking van up, and she said, I didn't know what to do, so I just backed up. And said he got out, he got the bike, he put it in the van, got back in, and she said, Fred, what in the world are you going to do with the little girl's bike? And his response to her was, Dawn don't know what it fucking means. So when I say I didn't know about Dawn Wells, Candace, Summer, the boys, I didn't know about them. I knew about a little girl's bike.
So that must have driven your first reaction.
That's why I asked her, I said, oh my God, what has Fred done? Because that's the first thing that popped into my mind.
Oh my God. Okay. After you heard about it, when was the next contact or anything you had with either you going down to Ben Hill Road, seeing Fred, being on that property after she disappeared?
5 days later.
5 days later, you went down to which property?
165. And then Mom sent us to 207 to check on Fred and check her mail.
You were just doing your usual check-ins at that point?
Yeah. And, I had drove down and parked at Julie's and rode with Julie because it just don't make no sense. Both of us taking our vehicle to go to the same destination.
5 days later, were the searches still happening when you were there?
Yes.
Did you see any of them?
No, I didn't see nobody. They didn't have the road blocked off at that time or anything. We didn't see nobody coming in the holler or going back out. They still had helicopters in the air and stuff at that time.
Did you see you going down to Ben Hill Road, seeing Fred, being on that property after she disappeared?
5 days later.
5 days later, you went down to which property?
165. And then Mom sent us to 207 to check on Fred and check her mail.
You were just doing your usual check-ins at that point?
Yeah. And, I had drove down and parked at Julie's and rode with Julie because it just don't make no sense. Both of us taking our vehicle to go to the same destination.
5 days later, were the searches still happening when you were there?
Yes.
Did you see any of them?
No, I didn't see nobody. They didn't have the road blocked off at that time or anything. We didn't see nobody coming in the holler or going back out.
So is she saying they weren't searching 5 days later? Because I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. They were there well into July. She's saying June 20th. No, they were still doing press conferences. There were helicopters in the air. That don't make sense to me. She didn't see nobody on Ben Hill Road. They just had Ben Hill Road wide open. That's not true. We've not heard that from anybody. And like I said, I seen a video on Karen Renfro's that showed different how they had it blocked off. Facebook, I seen it on her Facebook. I don't know.
Yeah, they still had helicopters in the air and stuff at that time.
Did you see any of those?
I didn't myself, but I remember calling Mom, and the helicopters were so close to their house, hovering over the house, that I could hear the helicopter over the phone, and Mom couldn't hardly hear me talk.
So they were. That tells you they were definitely searching over that end of Ben Hill Road, probably the Light Hollow area, all that stuff around there. Okay. Do you know if the pond behind his house was searched?
Yes, they had a dive team in it.
The big pond behind it, right over the hill from the house.
Oh, Dad had a pond, and I know it was searched.
That was searched. Okay.
I don't know about the one across the hill. I'm assuming they did, because if they took the time to search Dad's little pond, then they would have searched.
Pretty sure they did.
Yeah.
Multiple ones. I mean, I heard that there were multiple ponds searched.
Yep.
And the picture on the news
of them in the water.
In the water, that's Dad's pond.
No way. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I know they searched the one near Glenda's too.
Yeah. So that's the other.
Yeah, I said that. Yeah. So what's the story about you when Fred said you were bent down going down Ben Hill Road?
He's told the story saying that when I came in the holler with Julie in the passenger seat, that I would hunker down and hide because I didn't want nobody to see me. And I don't understand that, because I've never done that. Never had no reason to hide. I mean, I could bend over and got something out of my pocketbook, but it wasn't like I was hiding, and it would have been for a couple of seconds. But I don't recollect seeing anybody when we traveled in the holler. So how far off in the bushes was he that he's saying that he's seen me?
Yeah. He said your son is an RSO.
No, he is not an RSO.
No connection to any kind of crime like that at all?
No. And they should know that, because they pulled his record.
They did.
Along with mine.
Wait, can you say that again for the people in the back?
They pulled his criminal record to see what his convictions were, and know damn well that he's not an RSO.
Then if they stated that, they should have showed the record.
Ziggy did what now?
She pulled his record. Well, I'm sure she didn't. She had a...
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know how far. I think it was 2 miles. 2 square miles is what I thought I heard them say. There was some meetings we could go over. I have some videos. If you go down there labeled 1, 2, 3, you see Tim Coop standing. The ones you see Tim Coop in, he went to some meetings and they discussed the radius, but Tim Coop and TBI always came back and they would change it. They would say radius, square miles, cubicles. They never stuck with one thing, and I feel it bothers me. It feels like the police and the Churchill Rescue Squad tried to cause confusion by not just saying we searched 2 miles, we searched up in the Light Holler Road and they're there in the other. I think that it was very confusing, so I'm not exactly sure how much they searched. Sherry girlfriend also works with often. I don't know. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I don't think it is either.
Subscriber do it. And she sit there and read his record one day. She pulled my record and read my record one day, and still has ensued and insisted that there is so much more to it than what's in black and white.
Are you jealous of Fred?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Growing up, life at home was hard. Life was very hard. Fred stayed outside playing a lot, and when Fred was outside, it was my job to keep up with Fred. So me and Fred, we were outdoor buddies. We were all the time high book, but it wasn't like I was hiding, and it would have been for a couple of seconds. But I don't recollect seeing anybody when we traveled in the holler. So how far off in the bushes was he that he's saying that he's seen me?
Yeah.
All right, guys, I stayed with you. It's legal to pull a record. Yes, it is. You can request them. You could pay for them. I can go online and find records. They're all over. The internet makes things so easy. The smell is an unfortunate factor, sad but true. For real redacted. All right, guys, I am going to hunting season. Brandon's going in all them woods. Nobody found, so Summer got farther, or she was taken if Candace didn't bury her, or handed off, or God knows. Glenn, I pray every day that we get answers for Summer. And I hope that all of you are praying people and you pray too. If not, at least have a good thought every day. It's been 5 years, the 15th of next month. I cannot believe I'm still here covering Summer. I've been through 5 lawsuits, all the shit I've discovered this last year and a half. I just, it feels like it just happened yesterday, but when you sit down and think about it, like we have been here 5 years. That's a milestone. That's halfway to a decade. We got answers for Mikey, Monkey. He's not found. But people are being prosecuted. Koberger has been tried and convicted. Gabby, all of that's over. Quentin Simon tried, convicted. How many trials have we gone through in other cases since Summer has gone missing, and we're still sitting here covering this baby? It's hard to believe it's been this long and no real updates. I think the last update was a real one. I think the new sheriff, I'm hoping, with his past as somebody who worked with the FBI card team, I'm hoping he has more experience than Lawson, and he hasn't been. I mean, we haven't seen that he's done anything like, let's face it, Brandon Lawson should have gotten a lot more time in prison. His case was hidden during the Summer case. It was moved to another county. People didn't know about it. It was Times News that brought it out. Ronnie Lawson's never even commented on his own son's arrest. It's quite fucking disturbing to me. I'm glad he's fucking gone. I'm hoping with the new sheriff in town that we see some real work getting done. A few months for you. It's hard to believe it's been this long. Oh yeah, cold cases being solved every day. Such a long history of corruption. What really kills me is even like the billboards, the marathon, all the money. There hasn't been no charges pressed on anybody who's played fucking games. Like, if they would just make small arrests, they might be able to get to the bottom of shit. I don't fucking know. I heard the new sheriff mention. Oh, he did. We didn't finish his. You know what? No, because it's kind of long, right? It's like 10 minutes. How about tomorrow? Please remind me, Darlene, if you're in here, to go over his. He did mention Grady, and I liked it. It made me smile. So it gave me hope because I like Grady Judd. Grady Judd has been accused of some corrupt shit too. Don't get me wrong, but he does make real fucking arrests, like crazy ass shit. We don't hear about that. I think all sheriffs should have a channel in their area where they brag about their accomplishments instead of trying to hide what they don't do. Yep. All right, guys, but I'm going to go because I have been on now 3 hours and 5 minutes. The husband fell asleep. He got to be at work at 7, and I want to wake him up just for a minute and chill and smoke the last of my weed till tomorrow and listen to some music and go to bed myself. So I will see you tomorrow. Pez amore, peace and love. Please watch again if you want to try to understand. I think the best way I explain it is in this video. Don't forget to like my live, any videos you watch. Don't forget to watch some old ones. And I will see you tomorrow. Good night.